little different edition, sort of Weather Live at 9:45. Hi, Facebook friends. Hello, YouTubers. We are on a different YouTube channel tonight. And did you just shrink?
I did it again.
You just went down a couple notches.
Yeah.
In my book, I put you up here, Jack.
Well,
and now what happened?
My leg hit the bottom of the chair here, and I just
the release
down.
lever occurred. For those that are unaware, this will not be a typical Weather Live at 9:45 show tonight because we are covering weather across the plains. So for those looking for that, we encourage you to stay and also share the YouTube link that I'm about to provide to you. We're trying to grow that YouTube page, which is dedicated basically to national weather, and we're talking about significant events, obviously severe events such as what is occurring tonight, and then once we get into the winter months, significant winter events as well outside of Western New York. Now, I do want to acknowledge my friends, though, because you guys did take the time to come on over, even though I think a lot of you knew that Jack and I would be focusing on the severe weather across the plains. So before we dive on into the severe, let's say hi to some of our friends. Mary Perry, it's Mary's daughter Anna is watching tonight. Good to have you. I've got Jerry Edwards in the room, along with Kristen Fig and Mary on here. I can't see you. Hopefully you can see us now. Sharon Fogarty on the Facebook. You do amazing work, so appreciate the updates during the day. Today, that's coming in from Sandy Eisenbeck. Sandy, thank you very much. Are you from up here in Western New York? Rain Marciano, new color. It's a new color. It's a new theme. Technically, this is a new show, and it's not going to normally air at 9:45 where you normally see your Weather Live at 9:45. This is Weather Live now. Notice the clever terming of words.
Yeah.
We can pop this baby wherever we want.
We can go any time of the day, any time of the night.
And the best part is we'll never be late.
Never be late, never be early, always on time.
Always right on time with a name like Weather Live Now. So for my friends that are expecting the severe weather coverage, we'll begin here in just a couple of moments. I'll mention that there are a number of tornado warnings. You're probably aware if you've been watching. But right now the focus is going towards a major flash flood event across northern eastern Oklahoma, southeastern Kansas, into portions of Missouri. Tornadoes are now regenerating across portions of West Texas. So that's just kind of a preview of what we'll have coming up. But again, I just want to thank my Facebook audience. You guys are very loyal, even though I think a lot of you knew we would not be doing a regularly scheduled 9:45. You guys came anyway just to say hi, I'm sure. So let's take in some more of those comments before we get started again with our formal severe weather coverage. This will be part 2. We did a 3-hour segment earlier.
We did.
Got for a while.
Got a little hungry doing that one.
Yeah, right?
And appetite.
Honestly, with an event like this, you could go 12 hours, you could go 15 hours, and you still may not cover it all. Fact of the matter is that it's got several parts to it, and good thing there's a lot of people that are actually watching this event. It's not just us, of course, across the plains. They're used to it, but this is a pretty bad storm event. The setup is there for the possibility of nighttime tornadoes. Those are the worst, and it could happen late tonight. You've got the flooding aspect where you're seeing just a tremendous amount of rainfall across portions of the Sooner State, the Sunflower State, the Show Me States. And now we're seeing, again, the tornadoes returning to West Texas. Mary Kay Legler on here. You two are doing a great job. Thank you. This is Jack Allen. For those...
Hi, everybody.
I think everybody knows Jack by now.
Well,
surely.
Some may not.
For those that don't, Jack Allen. Now, Jack, you've got a couple of pages you maintain on Facebook. Yeah. And also, this is your opportunity to tell them what you do on the side, your little side hobby.
My little side hobby. I consider myself a bit of a TV historian. I collect a lot of old footage, especially that local to the Rochester, New York market.
Right.
I find a lot of old material on these VHS and Betamax tapes.
Yes.
Sift through it all in real time. It's very tedious.
I could imagine.
Yeah. Sometimes you find good stuff. Sometimes you find nothing. But when I do find stuff that I find interesting, I upload it to my YouTube channel.
Hey, what is something? Give me, for instance, what's something that you would find interesting?
I find a lot of clips from like the early days of Fox.
Okay.
got a lot of that from the late 80s. I look for some old local commercials, a little bit of nostalgia there. Anything news related, obviously. Just a lot of, throwback material.
Okay. So real quick, Jack, what's your page? How can they find you?
You can find me at rnyn.com.
Okay, rnyn.com. Now that's your actual website, which will hub you with each of the social medias.
Yep, on Facebook I am Rochester, New York News and Television Archive. And you can also find me on YouTube. You can either go through, I would just say start at the Facebook page. I got all the links on there. And
you've been a big supporter of mine since the day, or even before I started in the market.
Yeah.
You reached out to me. We've been friends on social media since I started. And of course, since everything went down with the calamity, you've been there helping me. And I appreciate it. Can't tell you how much I do. Appreciate the help, the support. And he also started a petition recently to help get me back on the airwaves here locally, and we'll see how that goes. But you can find that petition where, Jack?
Change.org.
Change.org. So they can also probably go to your page, and I did share it with my page yesterday. It got quite a bit of traction. If you guys haven't already found that sign,
a tremendous amount of traction. I'll give you a quick update here. You're at 5,800 supporters.
Wow, 58.
Before you shared that yesterday, we were at 2,600. So you've over doubled that in about 24 hours.
Well, that's awesome. Well, again, the Team Kappell supporters, they never cease to amaze. I got kicked off of chat again. Why are they having these issues?
Yeah. That's the National Weather Service chat
It
he's
is.
referring
It took
to.
me a while. I'll get it back up and running like we did last time. But anyway, we're about to get started again with live severe weather coverage. I just couldn't help but notice all of our friends in the room here. David Gully, you can find him at Target's baby section.
You can find me there.
You were there today, right?
I'm not in baby this
beauty
week.
today.
Beauty
today.
I'm the beauty master this week.
Donna Fenichario is introducing her friend Patty Worthy on here, and Don Anderson says hi, Donna. Hope you are doing well. All right, so thanks as always again our regulars at Weather Live at 9:45. We appreciate you all being here. We're going to transition over to our Weather Live Now segment. So if you guys haven't already found the YouTube link, again, this is a separate channel and it's going to be designated and simply for events of national attention. We're talking about large-scale severe weather outbreaks like we're seeing tonight, or other big-time weather events. This will be used for that niche, or niche. That's the niche. Weather Live at 9:45. We'll resume tomorrow night. So we'll be back with Lisa Ray tomorrow night. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get started with what's happening.
It looks like we've got a brand new tornado warning coming in. Well, brand new as of 4 minutes ago.
Okay.
Including Sweetwater, Texas, Roscoe, and Berniker until 9:30 p.m. Central Standard. That appears to be...
Sweetwater's in that?
Yes.
Now, that's a sizable town, and that's just west of Abilene, where I worked for several years. So let's go ahead and take a look at that rascal. For those that are unaware, I was in Abilene, Texas from 2000 to 2002. Sweetwater, location of a F3 tornado that occurred in 1986, very deadly. I did a story that covered that, so they don't want to see tornadoes, but that's a nasty looking storm. Now here's the problem with this, is that this is coming right down a more heavier populated corridor.
Yeah.
You get along that Interstate 20, you do have some towns in the way, and we don't like to see that. But you can see Colorado City. Don't get that wrong if you're from West Texas. You know what I'm talking about. Approaching Sweetwater. And I'm going to go ahead and take y'all over to our other radar source. And I also want to say hi to our YouTube friends that are back. I've got the Cascadian Hiker back on here. Thank you guys for coming on back. Invite your friends if you haven't already. Send a share. We're just starting again with the severe weather portion of Weather Live Now. Brand new show dedicated to covering national and significant severe weather events. Brad Avery, prayers to all on the plains. Thank you for that. So guys, welcome back. We'll dive right on in with what's showing up on our analyst radar. This is the way it looks currently. And you can see you've got 3 individual supercells lined up one after another. And then I'm looking at this out of San Angelo. That was the market I used to work in, was Abilene, San Angelo. It was a dual city market. And the radar data doesn't lie. These storms are tall and they're causing quite a bit of a fuss. So what we've got on the left, this is reflectivity. I'm focusing on again, this is an observed tornado. Do you have the verbiage on that there, Jack?
Yes. An observed tornado confirmed was located near Lorain, or Colorado. Colorado City, moving east at 45 miles per hour. Damaging tornado with golf ball size hail. And confirmed by weather spotters.
Okay, thank you for that. So this is on the ground. It's doing damage. I've got storm relative velocity there on the right. I'll kind of step you through the last couple of frames. You can see that rotation base getting a little bit better and better. There's so right there in the middle of your screen, that is where we're seeing that strongest reflectivity. I'm going to put a highlight on that for you. Then right there is where, oops, that's not what I meant to do. This is what I meant to do. There we go, Jack. Let's see if I can find that. And where are you at? Right about there? No, let me fix that. It's right about there. So
if you click off the box, there you go.
Hey, we're getting better at this, right?
Yes.
Huh? Jack, he got us hooked up with a new telestration feature, so we're starting to learn how to use that a little bit. So that'll work. So it looks like I'm showing gate-to-gate shear of 50 mile per hour moving away from the radar site and about 40 the other way, so 90 mile per hour gate-to-gate shear. That's not too bad. That's enough to cause some problems. There's a look at the individual warning. The tornadic thunderstorm which prompted the warning moved out of, which county was that? Moved, okay, it does remain in effect for northeastern Mitchell County. That goes until 9:15 Central, 10:15 Eastern Time. Backing up a little bit, putting this back into motion for you. Again, we're moving into an area that's a little higher population density, so that does concern me some.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm checking back over with my Facebook friends. I'm sure you guys are looking for Weather Live at 9:45 tonight. We're getting preempted by the severe weather coverage across the plains, but we do appreciate you guys being here and also sharing the link over with anybody that happens to pop on YouTube. That's the channel that's going to have national coverage of severe weather events such as we're seeing tonight. So be sure once you get on there to hit the subscription, hit the notification. So this is going to be an event for West Texas tonight, I'm afraid, and not to, and we'll go back to our friends also across Oklahoma, but these storms are beginning to haul. And I've got to say that, this could be a pretty bad night if a town is to get hit by one of these. I'm hoping it's not Sweetwater. Like I said, Sweetwater's a town. It's got a pretty sizable population. You don't want to see that. Here's a look at our other radar, and you can see the extension of that tornado warning. Everything's crawling right along that Interstate 20 corridor. That would be murder to be going up and down that, because if you're not seeing tornadoes, you're seeing very large hail, torrential rainfall. You're seeing gusty winds with these. Notice they've got severe thunderstorm warnings all the way from Sweetwater to Midland.
Do you have a new warning out there too?
Do we?
Let me take a peek here.
Did want to look at the Storm Prediction Center. They did change their convective outlook. They reduced the area that's underneath the high risk, which is good, but they really identified this area from Wichita Falls to north of Abilene, includes Seymour. This is part of my old viewing area where that high risk will continue, and I think that's well placed because this area is, they haven't had much, if any, in the way of thunderstorms yet. So that air is pretty raw. I mean, yeah. It's untouched. When we say it's untouched, it means that it hasn't been turned over by previous thunderstorms. I like to look at the Storm Prediction Center. They have a meso-analysis page that does a great job of showing areas. Again, it basically can break down the atmosphere piece by piece. And I'm not gonna go over all the details with you, but I did want to show you what it's showing as far as instability that is left over in the atmosphere down here, because it's quite substantial. I'm going to pull that up now, and we're going to take you guys over to that. You can get your eyeballs on that and get an idea of why they placed the high risk where they did. And then
that's lining up fairly well with where these warnings are popping right now. You see
Yep,
on
it
the risk
is.
map there.
It is, and that is going to be quite the hot spot here
Yeah.
in the near future. I'm getting my my NWS chat hopefully back up and running momentarily. We have suffered some communication loss with the National Weather Service from time to time.
Yeah, and that other warning is just actually north of Sweetwater. Well, a few miles north, it looks like.
Okay.
And that is just for a radar indicated. That's not a confirmed tornado.
Thank you for
but
that, Jack.
It's very close in proximity to where this confirmed tornado has been spotted.
Okay. So again, we've got the radar overlay, the Storm Prediction Center convective outlook map with that high risk in the pink, moderate risk, it's the second tier from the top, that's in the red. That entire area is primed for some nasty, nasty weather here tonight. I want to run back over to the Storm Prediction Center page, and if you look closely, you see these numbers ranging from around 2,500 to about 4,000. You've got about 4,000 units of CAPE directly ahead of that main line. What does that mean? Well, that means that there's still a tremendous amount of instability even at this hour of the evening, and I think that's going to be maintained over the next few hours before we see gradual weakening. So when we talk about instability, we're talking about fuel, just pure fuel for thunderstorms. So if a thunderstorm is fire, then that type of instability is jet fuel, and that's exactly what these storms are going to be running off of. So you've got the jet fuel in place, and now the other thing that we'd like to look at is associated with wind and wind shear. And we're looking at bulk wind shear, which is really widespread 55 to 70 mile per hour winds, which is more than enough to keep these things, basically it allows that fuel to continue to enter those storms so they don't die off. Because you can have the best fuel in the world, but if you can't get that into the engine, that engine's not going to keep cranking.
That makes sense.
And
Yeah.
so that's what the wind does. It transports that fuel into the heart of those storms. So we've still got plenty of fuel left. We've got these nasty thunderstorms that are continually firing up along the dry line, and that'll be our focus here for the rest of the evening. We haven't decided how long we're going to go this time around. We'll see basically what the crowd wants, what the need is. Obviously, if Wichita Falls ends up going under a tornado warning, we're going to watch that all the way through. We'll have to look upstream as well. Oklahoma City now getting into some nasty thunderstorm rains. I'm going to turn off the Storm Prediction Center, their risk map. That way we can kind of focus on the data. And Oklahoma City right now is getting crushed with thunderstorms, but I'm happy to say there are no tornado warnings near Oklahoma City.
It was none in the entire state right now.
That's positive.
Yeah.
And it was 6 years ago today that parts of South Oklahoma City, including the town of Moore, was just absolutely devastated by an EF5, and it killed a lot of people.
Yeah. That's really sad.
A lot of people, and so I'm happy to see that at least temporarily their risk is going to go down tonight.
Good.
I think later on tonight, and you and I were talking about how a boundary would set up. It may actually sink south of I-40, and that would probably be the focus of additional possible tornadic storms late tonight. This is one of those storms that's going to go and go and go. So right now I'm focused on two areas, moving towards Wichita Falls, but more importantly, moving towards Sweetwater. And so I want to get the latest on that. We go back over to our analyst radar. You can see Sweetwater getting very close to that area of, I was going to say disturbed weather. No, that's a powerful supercell thunderstorm. It's past Lorraine. Roscoe, you need to be in your shelter now. That potential rotation just off to your west, and Sweetwater is the next town over. I forget how many people live in Sweetwater, but it's a decent sized town. Actually, you can look that up, right, Jack?
Sweetwater.
Sweetwater, Texas. Still got a pretty healthy crowd on Facebook, so I want to acknowledge my friends. Okay, you got about 11,000 people that live in Sweetwater. And that's home of the rattlesnake roundup every year, by the way.
Is it now?
Yeah, the end of the summer, I believe. Rattlesnake roundup. Literally, everybody goes scampering around the hillsides, and they get as many rattlesnakes as they possibly can. And then you take them and you use them for medicinal purposes.
Okay.
They take the venom and create anti-venom or something with them. And of course, you
kind of like how we have the deer season around here. It's
yeah,
thin the population.
Because there's a lot, and they're dangerous, of course. They're rattlers. So they do that. They skin them. They make boots and purses and all sorts of stuff out of their skins, and they do eat the meat, which is good.
Have you had the rattlesnake meat?
I tried a bit. Okay. I say it's good. I mean, it's a little gamey for my taste. All right. So again, we've got this warning. We want to make sure everybody's taking this seriously across. Let me get the counties again. So that is remains in effect for northwestern Nolan and also southwestern Fisher counties. This is in West Texas. We're seeing that new radar image coming in, and this is coming out of San Angelo, so it's a little bit elevated. If we go up in the atmosphere, you can see there is that tilt associated with it. Let's take a look at normalized rotation. Coming in, little rotation noted on radar near Vistella. I'm going to see if I can't put a best fit on this. No word if this is on the ground now. When it was the warning was issued, they did say that a tornado was visible on the ground. So we'll see what the Weather Service does with this. I'm working on opening up my communication channels with the National Weather Service again. Hopefully we can get that rolling for you. So John Joseph on here, sounds good here. Tim Lester, this is on the Facebook tonight. Hey Jeremy, you should go storm chasing and report live from the elements. I want to. You know, once things stabilize around here and we're able to get an income again, we're going to aim to do something like that. I think it'd be great. All right, so let's see. We've got Linda Jennings watching on YouTube tonight, watching both Facebook and YouTube. We appreciate you guys being here. If you haven't already, hit the subscription, the notification button. Hit that. You want to hit the bell. That's the notification. The bell.
Subscribe and hit the bell.
Ring the bell, folks. Ring the bell on YouTube. That way you know next time we come on. And again, this is going to be focused for higher end events that affect different parts of the nation. Severe weather is one of my specialties. I spent many years working in the plains in both Texas and Kansas. Also several years in the Ohio River Valley, Mississippi. So this is kind of up my wheelhouse. I was in that Abilene market. That's where we're watching some of these storms right now. Approaching the Abilene market, I should say. And again, so this is going to be something that we just started. Friday was our first. If you got to watch, we were doing some coverage from Nebraska, from Kansas. And then, so tonight really is just the second night that we've been doing this. So let us know what you think, what we can do better.
There's also some large hail coming in from these storms as well. I've seen, looking at a picture here from baseball to softball size hail from Big Spring.
Big Spring?
Yep.
Getting a new tornado warning. This is approaching the town of Rotan. So that's something that we're going to want to keep an eye on. It looks like Weather Service is going to let me back in again. That's good. Yeah.
It looks like we just had one posted in Oklahoma as well.
A new tornado warning. Let me pull it up.
See if we can get out there.
I see it. This is approaching Tulsa. Tulsa, Oklahoma is under a warning.
There as well. Okay.
All right. Well, that's a big metropolitan area, so we're going to need to fly on up there.
Yep.
I don't want to forget about our friends down there in Sweetwater. We've got that tornadic supercell approaching. We're going to come back to you. So just know that we're coming back. I want to put this into motion up there in northeastern Oklahoma. I've spent some time up in Tulsa as well. I've got some friends that are from there. So we are going that way now. Now, were those two warnings, were they issued together or were those issued separately?
I'm taking a look now because as of a few moments ago, there weren't any warnings in Oklahoma. So
that's what I thought. So this is all new.
Yeah, this is all fresh. Yeah, they dropped them at the same time, it looks like.
All right. Well, they didn't drop them. They issued them.
Issued.
See?
Apologize.
You got to be careful with your wording there. Okay, and so we're going to bring up communication out of Tulsa. See if we can't get back up in one of those chat rooms. Also want to bring Norman back up, Norman, Oklahoma. That's where the home of the Storm Prediction Center. Okay, so we are on the Tulsa chat now.
Okay.
Also wanted to bring up Midland, San Angelo. Okay, so I've got the Tulsa chat in front of me right now. What are they saying? They issued that warning just 3 minutes ago. So this is just issued. Updraft in Tulsa cell has increased rapidly as it crossed the boundary with developing circulation. Let's see what we can see on our analyst radar. So the town of Tulsa, how many people live there? That's a lot. I'm going to say that's a quarter million, 500,000. That's a good sized town. Their market's 60.
That's 400,000.
All right.
City.
400,000 technically. Okay, and so they're being impacted by a couple of dangerous looking storms. So let me go ahead and put my trademark motion analysis on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got to basically determine the speed and direction of the storm. Once I'm able to do that, we can more accurately represent storm relative velocity, which is a big deal when it comes to measuring what the winds are doing. Now watch how that changes. So you see on the right how that changed that. So this will give us a better indication of where that potential circulation is. So there's not one, but there's two of them. So one is there, it's embedded. Okay, so let's focus on the one that's moving through Metro Tulsa now.
You gotta switch your source.
Oh, thank you, Jack. Thank you. Okay, you guys should be looking at the same thing I'm looking at right now. On YouTube, Nathan Belcher on here. Hi from Louisville. Thank you for being here. Be sure to subscribe if you don't already, Nathan. Thanks for finding us here tonight. Ongoing tornado outbreaks, severe weather outbreak across the plains. We're looking at two storms near the Tulsa market. One that's just to the east, possibly producing a tornado, a tornadic rotation, at least as being described by the National Weather Service. This is very close to the radar, so there's this will be ground truth here. This is you can see it right here, Jack. It's definitely not our greatest circulation we've seen tonight, but it's close to the radar. So it's only a few hundred feet above the ground. And I want to see if there's any inroads on it. Well, a little bit. It's not great, but I bet you this thing is producing hail. Probably a lot of it. Okay. So about 2/3 of an inch. I've got another bulletin coming in for the Weather Service. We'll come back to that. And then, okay, so the one that's moving away from Tulsa now, it's basically in East Tulsa. You know, I don't think it's an overwhelming signature for a tornado. I'm not saying it can't fall out of the sky, but I'm just not overwhelmed. All right, so let's go on to the other circulation that they've identified. That's associated with this appendage you see here. Okay, and so there's a little bit of rotation detected. And on that marker, I'm checking out the inroads. It's fairly tame. Again, we're close to the radar. I do see a lot of wind. What I mean, we're showing straight line winds of 80 miles per hour. That looks like it may be associated with an RFD, maybe a rear flank downdraft. So that's the Tulsa storm. We'll put this into motion. I mean, there's a lot of energy. There's no doubt.
Yeah, it looks like people are posting tornado sirens are going off near Tulsa, as they should be.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to come back to Tulsa as need be. I want to work my way down the line. Let's go into Oklahoma City right now. In OKC tonight, we've got the severe thunderstorms that are approaching. It's in Tulsa, says the Cascadian Hiker over on the YouTube. Thanks for being here tonight. Another quick nod over to our friends on Facebook, my main Facebook page. Find me, it's Jeremy Kappell. Kappell, by the way, spelled with a K. I believe WX is my main page. That one's got about 58,000 subscribers. We'd like to be able to add to that. Oftentimes we'll be focused on what's happening across western New York, Rochester particularly. But tonight the focus is on the plains. That's the reason why we're here. We'll be back with our regular Weather Live at 9:45, which is the local edition. We'll be back with that as scheduled tomorrow night with AKA Lisa Ray and myself. Jack has been a guest many times on that show.
I have. And you are not the only person having problems with NWS chat.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that was just someone just posted that on Twitter. It says, if you are having an issue, please fill out this quick 4-question survey.
Oh, very good. Should I fill one out? Can you fill one out for me?
Sure.
All right, so in Oklahoma City, here's the situation. The severe threat is by no means over. They've lifted the current warning. What I want to show you is that the storms are... okay, so there's an outflow boundary that's already through Oklahoma City. Storms are firing on the north side of it. That means the severe threat with them, while they're that far removed from the actual outflow, that's going to limit the severe risk in the near term, but it will come back later tonight. I'm not going to spend any more time on that because I want to go back down here to Sweetwater. And I'm going to take a look at the San Angelo radar site. Actually, Dyess Air Force Base may provide a better... Let's go out of Dyess. That's the one that's located, the Air Force Base is located just in the west side of Abilene. So we're going to go there instead. Give that a moment to populate. Again, Sweetwater, Texas, there's a tornado warning in effect for you. So this whole thing is evolving with time. Flooding, and this should not be understated. There's so much flooding going on. Mm-hmm. Let me show you where those active flood warnings are right now. I'm going to take off the radar imagery and then stop it there. So you've got the tornado warning that's in effect for Tulsa. You've got severe thunderstorm warnings in the orange. So red is tornado, orange is severe, and then the rest of that, this is all flash flooding, and there's a lot of it. From near Emporia, down the Kansas Turnpike, you make your way to Fort Scott, all the way down into Oklahoma City, Enid. This is all flooding, and it's only going to get worse. More storms on the way. And you know, flooding can be just as dangerous, if not more so, than tornadoes. Mm-hmm. It takes more lives on average each year, flooding does, than tornadoes. Jerry Edwards, it's like Kappell, it's like apple with a K. That's the way it sounds, Jerry. But remember, it's spelled with 2 P's, 2 L's as well. I don't know how we're going to get the whole world to learn this, finally. We're going to work on that, though. So, okay, so that's the problem with the northern side of the storm, is that flooding is really taking hold. You head down here to the south, you've got the severe thunderstorm warning just to the west of Wichita Falls. You've got both severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings that remain in effect to the east of Abilene, and that one is very close to Sweetwater, Texas. Again, it's a sizable town. So I want to go back over to our other radar. The Kappell Cast 5000 is what you're looking at now. Let's go back over to Analyst radar. And there's that warning that remains, and there's a hot spot here heading towards Sweetwater, folks. It looks like we're getting a bit of an uptick in rotation here.
And that looks like that may actually be tracking more to the northeast.
It is.
So that Sweetwater looks like could be spared there.
Well, that would be good.
That would be good.
I don't think we want to run with that assumption.
Yeah. Well, they have dropped the warning back. They trimmed it back a little bit.
Oh, from Sweetwater. I see that. Good. All right. And let's check in with our friends over there at, so is that coming out of Midland? see where that warning would be actually coming from. Or that could be the National Weather Service out of San Angelo. Well, that is Midland. Okay. So I'm gonna pop on their chats here. That's Midland, and then that's also San Angelo markets. All right, we are walking in the room. What do you have over there, Jack? Do we have any other reports coming in from social media?
Take a look right now. Looks like there's quite a bit of flooding ongoing, as we spoke about a couple moments ago.
Yep.
Seeing some video of some flooded streets. A couple pictures coming in from the tornado that was near Mangum, Oklahoma, earlier this evening.
Yeah, we butchered that name pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right, so Midland, they're gonna. Well, you know that's really got an uptick. They're gonna have to make a decision soon.
Yeah.
It's moving out of the
close
warned
to
area.
the edge there.
I think honestly, I would not mess around with that. We are seeing an uptick again in the rotation, and I'm showing 80-mile-per-hour winds moving. I guess going to be away from the radar site. And so you're seeing gate-to-gate velocity somewhere on the order of about 80 to 90 miles per hour. Now that's I wouldn't mess around with it.
No,
I would not. So let me put a marker on this for you, and then you can see if there's any evidence of there being a debris signature. It's difficult to say with certainty. Normalized rotation. It doesn't look like it's over the top. But bad storm nonetheless. All right, we've got James Hogan. What's the temperature along the lines in Oklahoma? Along the lines in Oklahoma. What does that mean? Severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible. This is coming in from Midland. Okay, so basically this is the warning that we were prepared for them to issue. So, well, or did they? Where's it at? They need to get something out on this quick.
yeah, they do.
Why have they not already? Was that not it? Yeah, no, that was all this.
So from that
they
cluster
haven't.
there?
Yeah, they haven't acted on the supercell yet. At least the lead. I mean, it's about to exit.
Yeah.
And severe thunderstorm warning. That's at 10:21. Oh, okay. So that was. Yeah, they need to do something with this.
Yeah, I haven't had any new tornado warnings come in at least 7 minutes.
Okay, what are my Facebook friends up to tonight? We've got Emily Ware Pippin, Diane Palumbo, David Gully. Do you walk into a weather chat room or do you cyclogenesis into the room? Well, you know the answer to that, David, of course. You know, we bombogenesis into the room, actually. Typically, that's what we do. All right, so yeah, I'm very curious whether they haven't. Oh, they did extend a warning. We haven't looked. It's bigger than our eyes are. No, they have not. What are they doing? I don't get it. I mean, I would be taking protective measures if I live in Longworth or Roby. There it is.
There it is, yep.
New tornado warning. They waited till the last possible moment. That's a tornado warning. Again, we were talking about how that should be issued. They issued it. What were they waiting for?
Yeah.
So that's a pretty tight rotation, guys. All right, let's pull this back out. I want to make sure I'm seeing all the warnings as they're happening. I think we actually saw that one go live before it went live.
Yeah, looks like it there.
All right, so that was issued by San Angelo. Okay, so now it's moving into the San Angelo market. Tornado warning that came down the pipe at 10:22. Further up the line, we do still have the tornado warning for the Tulsa market, so I want you guys to be taking your shelter if you haven't already. Okay, so and they're just warning everything now in West Texas. I still think that southern storm, it's got an opportunity to grow more because there's nothing around it. I mean, there's nothing on the south side of it. The ones behind it, they're going to be feeding off of some leftovers. There's plenty of fuel to go around for all of them, actually, you know.
Yeah, that's one thing you were talking about earlier, is that when you get the storms that are separate from the rest of the cluster there, they tend to have a little more of an opportunity.
They do. So if you get one like this one, they can get it from the east side and the south side. These are going to be feeding off that air just on the south side. You can see that boundary. This is the actual dry line back here. But that dry line's waiting. And this is the new cluster. You and I talked about that this would occur around 10 o'clock. So this is happening now.
Yeah, the high-res model did a good job picking that up.
Putting this into motion for you guys. Oh, I did it again, Jack.
Oh, we weren't on the other screen.
No. Gotta be mindful of that.
Yeah.
I got James Hogan on here. Sorry for the confusion. I meant the temps along the lines of storms in Oklahoma. Was curious how much heat was accompanying the storms as they got further north after sunset. I can show that. Let's turn on some temperatures here. Again, we're watching. Oh, they issued a warning for that whole line. Look at that. And that's going up fast.
Yeah.
I told you what that was. That's the main forcing that we're seeing. So are we on the right radar now? Let's make sure that we are. And I'm going to go back to James' question in just a moment. But I want to show this is that, so there's a big low. Okay, it's coming in from the west. Main forcing is now coming into play. This is it. All this stuff that we had out ahead of it, this is like pre-show. I think we're fortunate that it's coming in later on at night so that the atmosphere will have a chance to stabilize at least a little bit. But we'll need to watch this. Because, again, that's a huge area of forcing. Now, our friend James was asking about temperatures in Oklahoma, so let's go ahead and turn on some temperatures. And you have to give it a moment. Sometimes it reacts quickly. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. This time it did good.
Yeah.
In Oklahoma City, the temperature is at 64. You go south where, again, that's a rain-cooled 64 degrees. You've got mid-50s where the severe show is over for Enid. It's over for all these communities up here in the 50s. You don't have to worry about it for the rest of the night. Oklahoma City, you know what? You're going to have to wait. You've got a boundary south of you. It could back up. And south of that boundary, it's 81 degrees. It's 81 degrees in Wichita Falls with severe thunderstorms approaching from the west. Abilene, Texas, you're at 81 degrees. Waiting again along that dry line, that's where we're seeing those thunderstorms approaching Midland. Midland, that's a severe thunderstorm warning for you. Here's a look at the whole, well, what a mess, huh?
Yeah. I mean, if not for the severe weather, definitely flooding concerns, especially all that rain behind, the main severe threat there.
Yep. Okay, we're going to go back over to analyst radar in just a moment. I want to investigate a couple of storms, including that one north of Midland. Make that Sweetwater. So there's the lead supercell, and it's producing a lot of wind. I'm showing, wow, outbound winds of about 90 miles an hour.
Wow.
It's very fast. It's interesting on the other side there. Let me turn off storm relative and just go on over to base velocity and see what it shows there. See, the problem about base velocity, it does not take into effect the motion of the storm, because that inbound is outrageous. All right, so we've got a new storm motion marker on there we'll be using. And this is what it looks like in the middle of that thing. We're showing some pretty strong evidence of rotation. Normalized rotation is increasing up a bit. Let's see, coming in from Sweetwater, received a report of a wall cloud very near the ground. on the storm in southern Fisher County. So that's the storm that we're looking at. That may be very well be another confirmed tornado report coming in. So the confirmed tornadoes, by the way, on this particular map, they show up in the pink box. So right now, the one that they're talking about in Fisher County, that's this red box here. So west central Jones County, southern Fisher County, tornado warning may be upgraded to a confirmed. That goes until 9:45. Midland's checking in. Okay, severe thunderstorm, tornado possible, 70-mile-per-hour winds. I think they just issued another very large warning.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of real estate that has severe thunderstorm warnings currently.
Indeed. Okay, I'm watching all the chats. So this is coming in from Tulsa. Reports a tornado. Where this is at the airport in Tulsa. Reports a tornado. I'm trying to decode all of the ASOS coding here. All I see is tornado and winds of 19 knots out of the southwest.
They have a
tornado reported in vicinity of the Tulsa airport.
So that's in their hourly MEDAR?
Yeah, well,
showing a...
Well, they'll put in a special.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a special. This is caution maintenance check indicator. I don't know what that means, but it probably means we should go check out the situation in Tulsa.
That's right on top of the radar site right now.
Okay. James Hogan, you're welcome on YouTube tonight. If you guys haven't already subscribed, please do so. We've got a small crowd, but hopefully a dedicated crowd building. There's a look at our bigger picture here tonight. And you can see there's a current look into the Tulsa area. And they still have the active severe or tornado warning that's in effect there. I'm going to go ahead and return analyst radar, have them go back up to the northeast for return to Texas. Okay, so this is Tulsa here. Give me a moment, we'll bring that up. In the meantime, let me check over my Twitter reports, and I have neglected Twitter tonight. And I'm assuming we're not seeing any live pictures at this hour coming in from Severe Studios.
Yeah, a lot of what I'm seeing, at least on the Twitter feed tonight, is pictures from the storms earlier in the evening.
Okay.
Keep in mind, sun has set now. So we're probably not going to see a whole lot of images coming in.
Makes it a little more difficult when you can't see it.
That is a very true statement.
All right, so we are into Tulsa now. I'm going to go back over to analyst radar, where that tornado warning does continue, at least for parts of the region. What have I grabbed here? It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Moving on.
Okay. I think you're still on the other source, possibly. No, you're not.
Good guess. Knowing my my tendencies.
Well, watching the playback, it's got a little bit of lag, so. Yeah.
Oh yeah, on the Facebook, it's a little bit lagged.
Yeah.
Still a decent little Facebook crowd. So my friends that are here tonight, thank you. The lovely AKA Lisa Ray will be back at her regular scheduled time tomorrow night. I know you guys are probably missing her. Jerry Edwards, I hope this was caught on video. What was caught on video?
Something that David said, so I don't know if I want to see that.
No, nobody wants to see that. All right, Paul G is on here tonight. Jose Class, the audience is way down. Don't blame Jack. It's not his fault. Just know that Jose, this was not going to be a regular night tonight. We announced it last night. This is probably going to be the case. I've got Travis Rock on here. Please check the cell again, heading for Cushings, Oklahoma for rotation. Please, please, please. That came in just a couple of minutes ago from Travis Rock. Travis, we will do that. Find me a location on Cushing. I can't place it in my mind right off the top of my head.
Let me pull that up right now.
So we've got multiple boundaries moving through the Tulsa area. They said a confirmed tornado at the airport. I'm looking at the terminal Doppler data coming in from the airport, so we should be able to see this thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cushing appears to be between Oklahoma City and Tulsa.
Okay, there. Okay, so this must have been it. See that guy right there?
Yep.
Okay, so this was the reported tornado. Let me put motion on that one. Okay, so I'm going to check out the en-route status of this. Oh, go back, en-route, which is normalized rotation. See if we have any evidence here. It said the report from the tornado reported, or excuse me, the airport reported a tornado in Tulsa, which again, it's just right on the radar. I mean, there's definitely something there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just it's not blowing me away with
right.
the amount of data that I'm seeing. So let's zoom on in a little bit more, right there. So I mean, you know, you get away from this thing, you've got winds of 60, 70 miles per hour on both sides, approaching the radar and leaving the radar site. So let me know if you guys hear of any damage reports coming in from Tulsa, Oklahoma, where a tornado was reported by maintenance at the airport. Is that right? Maintenance. No. The airport observer. But I also said caution, maintenance check indicator. I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah.
All right, let's move down to Cushing's. Is that the name of the town, Cushing?
Cushing?
It sounds familiar. I can't place it, though. You said it's between OKC and Tulsa?
Yeah, I guess right here.
Okay, got it. It's a little north of, what's the interstate there?
44.
44? Okay, I'm looking at Cushing, and this is for my friend Travis on Facebook. You're fine, Travis. You're fine. You're going to get some turbulence, but Cushing is in the clear. You're on the cold side of that boundary. You're going to be there for a while, so I don't see any problems at your location.
Heather Evans is asking us on YouTube, should Wichita Falls be worried?
Let's go into Wichita Falls. Heather Evans, you say, on
Yes.
the YouTube tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks for being with us tonight, Heather. And you're here, and we are here to serve. While that is loading, give it a moment. I'm going to go back over to the other radar site. And again, it's a busy night across the plains like we thought it would be. It's a big, big storm cell. Okay, we've got shared 10 times coming from a Marky Doe video. He's a top fan. Marky, thank you very much for that. That's very kind. And then there's my lovely wife. She's in the other room, says she's proud of us, Jack.
That's great.
What do you think? Can you put on your best AK Lisa Ray tonight?
I can try my best, but I
What
don't
would
know.
you do?
I don't know if I can
Need
compete
a
with her.
little more hair up there for
Yeah.
one. You know?
I can get the whiteboard out.
Yeah, right? Yeah, Lisa will be back at her regular scheduled time tomorrow night. We wanted to, you know, test out the wheels on our new program and also do that while providing a service to some of our friends from down in the Southern Plains. Let's go back to Wichita Falls, where we've got data that has loaded for us here over on the analyst computer. So there we go. You've got, okay, here's what I see, which is good. And I'm going to bring my whiteboard out. This is what I'm seeing, and I think this is a good sign. You see, oh, not there. Wait, Jack.
Did you draw a box?
I drew a box, I didn't mean to.
You gotta hit that brushes button.
The brush button, all right,
Yeah.
Here we go. So let's see.
Something I don't use
This
on my hair.
right here, oh, you don't need to, do you?
No.
I'm going to find the right, that's not it either.
No.
I'm kind of flying blind here.
Is the third one there? The third
Maybe.
brush.
Oh, I don't know. Let's try this. I'm just trying to find my location. Where am I at? All right, there it is. See this feature here? That's an outflow boundary. That outflow boundary is well removed from where the actual mother thunderstorm is. So the thunderstorm is located behind it. So that's back here. Oh, Jack. Gonna have to work on this. So the thunderstorm's there. I think it's too thick. We're gonna have to work on our telestrations here. Moral of the story for our friend Heather, I believe, is that because this particular thunderstorm is displaced from the actual outflow boundary, I think that's going to increase your chances that you guys are going to be okay for now, at least with this particular line of storms. So this is approaching Wichita Falls. Now I want you to also keep in mind, while the northern one, okay, so this line's going to wait. It's going to wait for what's approaching from the south. So this is what you need to be watching. It's this stuff down here. And Weather Service is chirping away.
They sure are.
So this is going to be Wichita Falls problem. To me, that looks like that's going to be primed to move right on up that boundary. So we'll need to watch that for you. What are they saying over there? Okay, so Tulsa's chiming in again. Updraft in the cell, moving into southwest Tulsa is stronger. We'll take a look at it when we get an opportunity. That's Tulsa, Oklahoma. Getting reports of egg-sized hail, 2 inches. That's coming in from Midland National Weather Service out of Scurry County by the fire department. Tornado warning. This is a new one coming out of San Angelo. So let's take a look at that. So new tornado warning issued. Where is that at? Oh, there it is. Just popped up. And I'm gonna need to change my radar source, of course, on this.
Looks like it's for Longworth, Sylvester, McCauley, Hamlin, and Radium.
Okay, we'll have that up in just a moment. In the meantime, let's go back over to our primary radar source and check in with our crowd tonight over on YouTube. If you're new to the show, thank you for being here. We just launched it. This is brand new. We launched this technically Friday, and this is the second night of us being up and running with live severe weather coverage. I'm meteorologist Jeremy Kappell. This is Jack Allen, IT extraordinaire and graphics guy.
Sometimes.
And kind of an overall media hound.
Yeah, I dabble in a little bit of everything.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that, and now all of a sudden, bam, we're here together with this program. All right, Bike End Shark, that's Cushing. Thank you for correcting me. West of Tulsa is what she's asking about. Okay, that's going back to the storm we were looking at. Ghost King, hey, Jeremy Kappell. I got to do a little correction here. Hey, Ghost King. How can I misspell your name? I'm joking. I'm not. Yeah. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so tornado warning. That's for Fisher and Jones County. This is my old viewing area, by the way.
That looks to be an extension of the one that was passing just north of Sweetwater.
Correct. So this is the way it looks on our Kappell cast, if you will. So let's dive on in with our analyst radar. And I'm looking at this from San Angelo. Wow. I mean, these guys are hooking.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm going to back this up. Yeah, that looks pretty legitimate. Okay, so we are seeing good rotation. It's not, I mean, from the look of that hook, you would expect the rotation to be higher. At times it pops. At times when you go back through its history, it really strengthens. Current frame, it looks like it's not as impressive as it was. How long ago was this? This was produced 8 minutes ago, where we had a 80 mile an hour gust moving away from the radar site, and we also had at the same time 35, so about 115, 120 mile per hour winds. Broad rotation. It wasn't necessarily gate to gate per se. Now we're seeing that normalized rotation kind of winding down a little bit, so maybe not quite the threat, but that's a threatening looking storm.
Yeah, sure is there.
Now let's take a look at the one behind it. That one's also popping a little bit. Let me go back over reflectivity, and you know, you got that. There we go. I mean, it's got some colors to it. Look at that. So that's air moving away, or away from the radar site at 55.
Is that a new warning?
And then about 45. What are you hearing?
Yeah, we got a
new warning. 1043.
Just popped in there for that one. I think you were just looking at.
Okay. Whoa. What have they done?
Yeah.
Why is that warning removed from the actual echo?
Oh.
I don't know what they're doing with that warning.
No.
I think they're, yeah. All right, well, I don't know what they're doing, but we do have active tornado warnings, again, West Texas. Let's get out the information. Tornado warning for western Fisher County. That goes until 10:15 Central, 11:15 Eastern. This is radar indicated, as is the other one. Again, both of these are pretty healthy looking supercell thunderstorms. This one is for northwestern Jones County, eastern Fisher County, also until 10:15 Central or 11:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Ghost King, another person from Indiana is here. Good to have some Hoosiers in the house tonight. You ever been to Indiana, Jack?
I have not.
It's the land of milk and honey.
All right.
Thanks for sharing, right? All right, so we've got David Gully, Ro Gualtieri in here, says prayers to everybody impacted by these storms. This is on the Facebook page. If you're interested in following along on YouTube, you will get it about 45 seconds sooner. So I'll pass along that YouTube link. Come on in, check it out, share it, subscribe, and ring the bell. That's the notification button, so you know when we come on. And again, we're on here on this particular channel is to inform those of kind of national level events. So severe weather, especially from areas that I'm frequent, that I've spent time forecasting in, such as the plains. I'm going to pop on here when you have high level events like this one. And then also, you know, I major in the Ohio River Valley. I spent some time along the Gulf Coast. Maybe later on during tropical season, we dabble with a little bit of tropical weather, some hurricane coverage.
We've got the tools and you've got the brains, so why not?
Something like that, right? Yeah, for those that are unfamiliar with my background, I've got 20 years broadcast meteorology experience. I've worked in Texas, Kansas, Mississippi, Indiana, Kentucky, now up here in western New York. Got to experience a little bit of everything in my time, and so now, you know, social media and new technology is coming all the time. It just makes it so easy to share. And so why not share? You know, this is my passion. My passion has always been for weather. And you know what? There's some people in need tonight, some help. They want to know what's going on. And so severe weather outbreak continuing. You can see kind of from a broader perspective just how large this is. It's pretty massive. This is I mean, you've got thunderstorm rains from almost Davenport, Iowa, all the way down to Midland, Texas tonight. I'm happy to say that the number of tornado warnings are decreasing at this hour, but we've still got a number. And we've got a lot of flash flood warnings. Flash flood warning for northern Oklahoma County, northern Lincoln County, southeastern Payne, southeastern Logan, southeastern Canadian County until 1 a.m. Central, 2 a.m. Eastern. That's just what's happening in Oklahoma. We've got more flash flood warnings all over Kansas tonight as well. That's southeastern Kansas. Now moving into southwestern sections of Missouri. Oklahoma City, you're just getting hit. But it's just thunderstorms, and the warnings have subsided for now. Temperatures have cooled thanks to the arrival of those outflow boundaries where you have the more serious weather. It's into West Texas, the big country, if you will. That's what we called it when I was out there in Abilene. The big country. That's where you're seeing, again, the worst of the weather right now with multiple tornado warnings in effect. Speaking of which, this is a look at the current one that is passing north of the Interstate 20 corridor. And, you know, the rotation, it just doesn't look all that impressive.
No, it doesn't.
I want to, and then the second one, it's got a little bit of wind with it, but it's not overwhelming. I'm going to go over to single panel and let's take a look at these storms from a different view. Keep in mind those are severe thunderstorms for Midland, winds up to 70 miles per hour. Severe thunderstorm warnings, winds to 70, and ping pong ball sized hail. That's enough to leave a mark. Moving northeast at 55 miles per hour, so those are cooking.
Yeah, it should be noted too that I mean, even the severe storms can cause quite a bit of damage. You get quite a bit of damage from straight line wind damage.
Of course you do.
I mean, not necessarily as strong as you would get with some of these stronger tornadoes, but you know, that should be said too that, you know, with the severe weather there, the storms.
Absolutely. Patrick Maloney on here. Mary Perry's on here. This is on the Facebook tonight. And then our YouTube crowd, it's a small, but I like to think dedicated crowd on tonight. Storm Prediction Center issues a new tornado watch that goes until 9 UTC, or Universal Time, and that's 4 a.m. for those that don't know. Clashing Freak, Tulsa just is thunderstorms. Okay, Clashing Freak on the YouTube. Hey Jeremy, how bad is it going to be for Indiana? I think you're fine tomorrow. That severe risk is going to be to your west, so I don't see an issue there. And oh, I never sent out that tweet.
Oh.
I meant to do that like an hour ago.
Yeah.
Oh well. A little late. Better than ever.
I just shared the link on my page.
Oh, did you? You forgot to?
Yeah.
Well, I can't win them all.
No.
Not going to do that. So, all right. So let me see. So severe thunderstorms are kind of crawling down Interstate 20. I'm curious now what the actual atmosphere is doing. So I want to come back over to the Storm Prediction Center, take a look at some of the parameters that we're looking at this hour. So that's what we're going to do. Here it is over on the Storm Prediction Center page. What you're looking at here, and they're refreshing. The moment I go to them, they refresh. Okay, here it is. And so we're looking at CAPE, that's convective available potential energy, pulling out ahead of that of around 3,000. So you've got pockets of 3,000 CAPE. That's not quite the 5,000 that we had late this afternoon when this whole thing erupted. It's still enough to sustain though, and that's enough to create some problems. Tornado warning just issued. This looks like a new tornado warning coming in from San Angelo. Again, in some of that 3,000 CAPE. So it's feeding off of some, for this hour of the night, that's high instability. So let's take a look where that's at.
Yeah, it appears to be north of the other warnings.
I see it. That's interesting. And then a tornado watch has just went out for Brown, Callan, Coleman's, Reynolds, Shackelford, Throckmorton, Tom Green counties, and that goes until 4 a.m. Central Time. So this is seems to be the hotbed for severe weather tonight. Here's a look at that severe line as it's making its way into Midland right now. So let's spend a little time with Midland, then we'll run over to those tornado warnings. Looking at base velocity here for the Midland storm. Get an idea of how fast these winds are going to be for these guys. And I'm not seeing anything that's crazy. I'm seeing 55 mile per hour. That's tops right now. They think gust to 70 though, and let's see if there's some hail. They said that there's some hail, pockets of hail. You got 2-inch hail according to this algorithm, but that's north of Midland. You've got about an inch near Odessa right now, so look out for some hail. Maybe large enough to cause some damage. This is the 2 supercells, and it's curious that they issued that tornado warning where they did for this area here, because I don't see any clear, any sort of tight rotation with that.
Yeah, it's interesting too, especially considering the other cell we were looking at where they hadn't warned the actual hook on that storm.
Right. It's okay. National Weather Service in San Angelo issued tornado warning for northern Haskell County in West Texas until 10:15 p.m. Central, 11:15 p.m. Eastern Time. It's moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Hazard: tornado and quarter-sized hail. I'll take the quarter-sized hail any day. So it's a big storm. You know, let's take a look. Maybe we'll take a little cross section of the sky.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a little while.
There we go. And I'm going to kind of take a look at the vertical structure, three-dimensional structure of this storm. There it is. Yeah, I think so. AK's checking in, everybody.
Yeah.
You want to say hi to your fans? I think they miss you. Oh, my live feed ended. I didn't even know it ended.
Oh.
How could it end?
Leave it off?
I guess we're not on Facebook.
We're not on Facebook anymore?
Yeah, it kind of threw up a little error.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
But on the Facebook or on YouTube, I should say. Excuse me.
Still on the YouTube.
That's right. And I've got. Oh, so that's what we were moving around earlier. I didn't know what I was moving. I'm like, what am I moving?
Oh, you got something else back there?
Yeah, I've got too many things going on. So this is a three-dimensional representation of that thunderstorm that prompted the most recent tornado warning. And you can kind of see, I'm trying to figure out my zoom. Where'd my zoom go?
Yeah, where did it go?
We're learning, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Again, 2 days on the job so far, right? But, and we're only showing the higher reflectivity values here. Tilted cores, you would expect. Lofted core as well. That's where you're going to see some hail. Looking at those echo tops, it's about 50,000 feet for a lot of these storms.
Dustin Etheridge is saying, great job here. Been searching all evening for a live stream and subscribed.
Oh, thank you. Who's that?
Dustin Etheridge.
Dustin, we appreciate you very much. Looking at three-dimensional representation of a thunderstorm that's now making its way. This is going to pass north of Abilene. Let me get some of the. Was it Fisher County, Jones County? Is it Haskell County? I'll get that up there in just a moment. In the meantime, let's go ahead and pull up our other radar source and see. Window capture. I want you to go away. Tell you what we'll do. There you go. And we'll come back to that. I'm going to go back over to our side-by-side and okay, San Angelo continues tornado warning. That's for Fisher County. So we're going to go back over to our side-by-side, going to put back on velocity and see if we can identify more aptly where the problem areas are. So they've got the one that I'm still not certain why that's a tornado warning, if not maybe just a severe. I don't see anything real dangerous in the wind field. Where you've got the more classic hook feature, you do have a better echo. That's here where we're seeing those storm relative velocities on the order of about 65 mile per hour. That's moving away from the radar. Inbounds coming in at about 35 or 40. So you got about 100, 105 mile per hour, not gate to gate, but broad shear. In-rots, they're there. They're not overwhelming either. So it's a storm. It is a stormy Monday night across the high plains. I think this would be considered the big country. Always like that name.
Got a nice ring to it.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I remember there was a Oklahoma Sooner basketball player named Big Country.
Oh, really?
I think he went on to play professionally. I can't remember his name though.
Yeah.
But with a name like Big, I mean, he's just huge, big cornbread fed white fella. You know? Big guy. Big Country was his name. You go up into Montana, they call it that. West Montana, was it Kalispell, Missoula? They call that the Big Sky Country.
Big Sky Country, yeah.
So you go from Big Country to Big Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Parker Zach on here, streaming live from the Kappell Weather Plex tonight, tracking severe weather across the plains. Good to have Parker sharing our information and being a part of Team Kappell. We always appreciate that very much. So it's been busy. Here's latest information coming in from San Angelo. As of 10:59 p.m., they issue a tornado warning. Tornado damage threat, considerable hail for Fisher Jones County that goes until 10:30. So let's pan on out, get the latest warning information in here. And well, what they're doing is they're just trimming.
Trimming it back, yeah.
Well, wait, no, they did.
Oh.
They issued a separate new one.
Separate.
That's,
Okay.
That's an interesting move there. Well, and that's near the town of Hamlin. So you want to look up Hamlin? That's a notable
Yeah.
town. I remember talking about that town when I was out there in Abilene.
Hamlin, Texas.
Hamlin looks like they're in line to. They could get a piece of this.
Looks pretty small. Let me get a population.
Ooh, we're really ramping up here.
Oh yeah. Population a little over 2,000. It looks like.
Okay, well, that might be a tornado on the ground.
Yeah, that's not good.
NROTS are waiting for that to catch up
Yeah.
with the actual data. But we're looking at about 100, 105 mile per hour gate to gate. That's gate to gate. It's not showing up yet on correlation coefficient. We're looking for a TDS, tornadic debris signature. Not necessarily seen at the moment, but that's quite a hook, folks.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you don't have to be an expert at meteorology to know that that thing could cause problems. So we'll come back over, show you our. I'm going to pull up the old telestrator one more time, give it another whirl. So right there, that's that hook echo. That's pretty obvious. It's a no doubter. Right there, that's a hook echo. It's like when you see that hookage. All right, we're getting new data coming in on that. Let's see what it says. Storm relative velocity, guys. That does not look good. Hamlin, I'm afraid, is they may be getting it good right now. Well, fortunately, we are a distance away from the radar, so there's a chance it's not reaching the ground. And that was one issue, that there was a bit of a radar gap. I'm going to come out of Dyess Air Force Base. It's a little bit closer, I think. Let's take a look at this from another angle. So this is a different radar that I'm going to show you in just a moment. Going back over to our Kappell Cast 5000. You like that name? That was a Jack Allen special, folks.
Come up with a few good ideas from time to time.
Right? Hey, that one's kind of stuck a little bit. Need to get me, oh, I can pull that, because we're blossoming around the radar sites.
Oh, the color palette?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me see if I can't pull that up in real time. We'll get right back
Okay.
to...
Yeah, I think you're actually displaying a different one for,
I think
That's
I am
not it.
too.
Hey, go back. Let's see here.
Color palette.
Yep. Oh yeah, you're on the wrong one.
Alright, so what am I looking for, Jack? There it is.
Oh.
It's VR2?
Oh, BR Max. Next rad 2. Right
There
there.
it is. Alright, that looks a lot better. I'm glad we were able to figure that out in real time. Alright, let's come on back over to the analyst radar. That's where we are seeing that new tornado warning over on Analyst, and we're pulling in data now from Dyess Air Force Base out of Abilene. May have a little better angle on this storm. There it is, right on top of the town of Hamlin. That's a pretty strong signature. I'm going to back this up a moment. Hopefully, if you're in Hamlin, you're taking your shelter. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a pretty serious hook. Now, 1, 2. That's some serious hookage. Store motion for marker. See if we can get an adjustment. It just went right over the town of Hamlin. Not sure if it's on the ground, touched the ground. Close. We're at about 4,000 feet, so there may be some ground truth here. In-rut, pretty high. Maybe it just missed. I hope. Let's check out. Oh, no.
No.
That looks like a TDS. A TDS moved very close to the town of Hamlin. That's a tornadic debris signature. You don't want to see that. All right, well, prayers for those down there in Hamlin tonight. That could have been a hit. I hope not, but it looks like it. Parker Zach on here says, awesome live video. Thank you very much. That's our good buddy Parker Zach as he continues to rehabilitate from a recent illness. And, you know, Parker, your support means a lot, buddy. Thank you much. Hopefully you're doing well, and I'm hoping to catch up with you soon. All right, so new information coming in for the Weather Service. The town of Hamlin may have been struck by a tornado tonight. All right, so who's chatting now? So we're checking in with Midland. Okay.
May want
Talking
to just
about-
specify quick.
Yep.
that we are in Texas right now for our local viewers.
Oh,
We're not referring to Hamlin, New York.
Oh, is there a Hamlin, New York? We're keeping on. We're
Yeah.
also off Facebook as Facebook
Yes.
kicked us off
Okay.
for some reason. Probably because we went past their maximum allowed time. Do they have one of those? I don't know.
I think it's 4 hours.
We went
actually.
3 hours earlier.
We did.
Like a champ. Let's check in with our YouTube audience tonight. David Gully's coming over from Facebook. Welcome to, I was going to say the dark side,
The
David.
future.
Welcome to the future.
Mm-hmm.
And for those that don't know the inside joke, for our regular scheduled 9:45 show, that's normally 9:45 on Facebook, that's the joke, is that we also multi-stream to YouTube. YouTube actually catches it about 40 or 45 seconds sooner than Facebook, which is, of course, very important in severe weather. All right, San Angelo says a tornado warning has been issued for Fisher County for the storm approaching Roby. All right, let's get back on the radar. It looks like things are getting serious again in West Texas here tonight. And you're looking at the radar I wanted to go to, so let's hop right back on over. These circulations are indeed intensifying. Roby, you say. For the storm approaching Roby, but they don't have a tornado warning out yet. They're saying it's coming.
Okay.
Okay, and this is the reason. And again, I'm scanning a little high in the sky. I was kind of going back and forth in between. There it is. Tornado warning issued for Fisher, Texas, Fisher County. At 10:06 Central Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 8 miles southwest of Roby. So that should populate on our map here in just a moment. So, well, Weather Service is mad tonight. Okay, tornado warning out of Tulsa.
Yep, that's a fresh one.
That's coming in for Cherokee, Mays, and Wagner counties. That goes until midnight Eastern, 11 o'clock Central.
Oh, we got another one that just popped too.
Where's this one?
Just further east of Tulsa.
Okay. We'll go back over there in a moment. We might as well take this time to take a look at the bigger picture, then we'll come back to our analyst radar. We'll go over to the Kappell cast. showing all of the tornado warnings here into West Texas. Abilene, I'm hoping you're going to get spared tonight, as those storms are tracking just off to your north and west. So my old friends from Abilene, if you're on here by chance, Abilene, prettiest town I ever seen. It was actually for Abilene, Kansas, which was also in another one of my markets.
Oh yeah.
2 Abilenes. Wagner, so there's a tornado warning for you. This is east of Tulsa, and then south of Broken Arrow there's a second one. And there's another Haskell. This is Haskell, Oklahoma. I believe that's Coweta. You're underneath a tornado warning. And keep in mind, we're just getting a ton of flooding out here too.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so is it officially, can we get confirmation that we are off Facebook?
Yes, Facebook feed is
Down?
no longer operational.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright, well we can just go ahead and end that. It was good to have our crowd on there for a while tonight though. That was fun. We have a regular show that we do almost nightly. Myself, my wife, aka Lisa Ray, we call it Weather Live at 9:45. It's a talk, kind of entertainment weather show.
Mm-hmm.
We call it Weathertainment. And I did welcome David Gully into the future. Hello Foam is the name of a person here in Hawley. Thanks so much for your live coverage. I haven't found anything nearly as good. Well, thank you. Did you already say that comment?
I don't believe I did. I got the one
Thank you.
previously from Dustin.
Well, we appreciate that. Dustin said, family in Roby, Rotan, or is it Rotan? I don't remember. And south of Abilene, appreciate the coverage. Dustin, you betcha. Again, I lived and worked out of Abilene, Texas for a couple of years. I did the mornings for the NBC affiliate, KRBC 9. KRB, that was fun times getting started. That was my start. Well, they actually paid me for the first time to do TV work. And when I say pay, I'm talking about in peanuts.
Yeah.
It was not great, but it was a start. So fast forward all these years, and now I'm doing weather for free. How about this? This is fantastic. Roby, tornado warning for you. That's the storm that Weather Service promised was heading your way. You can see I see some pretty broad rotation, but we're also up here at about 5,600 feet.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go back a little bit, back. And that should be reaching the town of Roby within the next 5 to 10 minutes. Roby, again, circulation looking at you. Of the storms, though, this one certainly looks more ominous. It's the one that's located to the east. And do they not have that warned? They don't. They did it again. Don't understand how you can have a hook echo that is that large and not have an active warning on that. You know?
I don't know who's calling the shots.
I don't understand that. I mean, that is clearly a dangerous looking storm, and it's about to run out of its warning. All right, let's go back over to San Angelo. Let's see what they have to say about the situation. 1107 was their last. 1108 was their last tornado warning issued. That was the one for. Was that Roby? I don't know, but that's a massive hook echo.
Mm-hmm.
You would think you'd want a warning on that. Now, are we missing velocity data here? My data's not changing with height. Oh, there it
goes.
Ooh.
You got something aloft there.
Yeah, you do. All right, so there's a huge mezzo above you. Question is it making its way towards the ground? It's difficult to say. We're at about, how high are we? We are 4,300 feet off the ground. Either way, if I'm a meteorologist, I'm not messing around with that thing. It's just... I don't know why. Midland just issued a new warning. That's a severe thunderstorm warning capable of producing a tornado. So, riddle me this. All right. What do our friends have to say tonight? Jose Class, if you want live coverage, fire up the jet and send me to Texas. Jose, let's go, buddy. Let's make this happen. That's Jose Class on here. David back on here. Me and Jeffrey should do live weather field reports this summer. I like egging him on more. That would be entertaining. That would be entertainment at its finest, David. So I would love to see that. Talking about hoof-hearted. It's not like it sounds. Hoof-hearted with H's in front of both. It's a brewery in Ohio. All right, so they still are not acting on the one supercell that's about to exit the warned area. No idea why. Here's a look at the whole situation on the Kappell Cast 5000. And to say it's busy might be an understatement.
Yeah, quite a bit going on there. Quite a bit.
But it's trending down.
Mm-hmm.
It's trickle down theory here. We're losing a little bit of energy. It's not quite as volatile as it was earlier. It's really the West Texas stuff that's getting all the traction.
Yeah.
Although we do need to go investigate Tulsa again. I think they finally issued it. No, they did not. Yeah, you got this meso, completely unprotected meso.
Right.
And it's clear as day. I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, why take a chance?
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, if I'm up here in Old Glory or Sagerton, I'd be concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Enrot's beginning to come back up.
Oh, it just... Oh, wait, never mind.
Guys, they got to warn that thing.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I'm sorry, San Angelo National Weather Service, but I don't agree. I do not agree. Look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got wind that's moving, that's 80, 85 mile per hour. Over here, it's moving at about 30 or 40 the other way. That's 110 mile per hour. Almost gate to gate, almost. Yeah, it's 80 mile per hour gusts. You know, it's elevated. It's 4,000 feet, but it's not that elevated.
Yeah. Should at least be some kind of warning on there. If not tornado.
What are you all doing? Somebody call San Angelo and ask them that. What are you doing? Somebody could get hurt by this, and there's not a warning. And they warned that other thing in Haskell, and it was what?
Yeah, it didn't have anything.
What were they warning on? That's a forward flank downdraft. It's not going to tornado. Yet on the rear flank, where you actually have a very obvious meso, a hook echo, we'll just see what it does. Yep, there's that NROT data. Again, it's increasing in intensity. And there's my wife. She's watching her show for the night. Good night, hun. I think she's very happy she didn't have to be a part of this. She was very relieved that you were chosen for this position.
I get the night off?
Oh, she was very excited.
Yeah.
Well, I think she'd be a little uncomfortable if she was going to be tracking tornadoes. Is that the reports?
Yeah, I was just looking at
Tornado reports?
preliminary storm report trend for the day.
What do you got?
Looking at 17 reports of tornadoes, 51 wind reports, and 54 hail reports.
Okay. It's been a busy night, and it's not quite over yet. Again, what we don't understand is why they're not treating this storm a little more carefully. There is not an active tornado warning on this. And we've got this rotation. We were mentioning that this is somewhere around 105 knot, although it's not quite gate to gate. It's there. And within this, there it is. Now they issue it. They just issued the tornado warning. Why would you not keep a warning on this? I don't understand.
Yeah, there it is.
And look, they went around actually where the meso is right now, that's unwarned still. It's the county next to it that decided to put the whole county in it. Did we not ask for this about 5 minutes ago?
Yeah.
All right, so there you have it. Weather Service is, I don't know what they're waiting for. Oh, look at that. We've actually got a training spotter. Says, reported a funnel cloud that briefly developed and didn't touch the ground near Sagerton. What do you mean near Sagerton? Oh, that was from earlier.
That's earlier.
That's
yeah.
why. That's why they
10:59.
issued the other one. That was a Sheriff NATO. You ever heard that term, Sheriff NATO?
No.
Oh yeah, the sheriff from some bumpkin town calls in. Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm looking at a tornado. Well, there's the warning then.
Yeah.
Sheriff NATO, and oftentimes
That's all you need.
they don't have a lot of meteorological background. They're guessing, I don't know, and then they'll issue a warning for it, and then all types of confusion. But tonight we've got twin supercells roaming through the countryside of West Texas right now. They did add the warning for the actual meso itself, and it is really coming up in intensity. This is wow.
Oh wow.
Okay, I've got 76 in outbound. I've got 70 inbound, 78 inbound, 76, 78. You do the math. That's 150 gate to gate, 150 mile per hour gate to gate shear in this storm. All right, so now you've got something that this is impacting lives, or it will shortly. Let's see those inrots. Imagine they're peaking up there. It's ticked back up. And in a moment, we'll check for a debris signature. Weather Service issues tornado warning. Again, that's for Haskell, Jones County until 10:45. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located near Sagerton or 11 miles northeast of Hamlin, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. This is an ugly, ugly looking signature. It's hard to believe that just moments ago it was unwarned.
Now are those two different offices that cover that area?
This is saying it moved from Midland to San Angelo.
Because I'm seeing like where they issued this
Oh,
here.
that's Lubbock, I bet you.
So it was on the very far fringe of Lubbock.
Yeah, and sometimes coordination in between Weather Service not great. So that's probably where the ball was dropped there. But if you live in Sagerton, you get in your shelter now. That is a nasty looking echo. I'm going to put I'm going to drop a marker on it and see what it looks like. Maybe a developing TDS. Yeah, I would say that looks like that is a developing TDS, or tornado debris signature, beginning to show up on radar. That is an awfully pitchy velocity return that I'm showing you right now. So, got a question in here from Hello Foam. How long are you guys going to be reporting tonight? And kind of as necessary is the way we're looking at this.
Yeah.
While we're seeing these storms still doing business, and especially because they're my old neck of the woods, this is a little bit personal for me right now. So we'll see how it goes. But thank you for asking. Jerry Edwards, Finback is good stuff. DG, I've never had Finback before. Parker Zach on here. After seeing this report, I'm not going to complain about our sustained 25 to 30 mile per hour wind over on Lake Ontario. It was a little breezy out there today, PC. I'm going to agree with you. All right, let's move back to that storm that's affecting portions of West Texas right now, where it looks like that we have a tornado in progress. So the actual warning is on top of, this is coming in from Lubbock, like you called it. This is Stonewall County, southeastern Stonewall County. You should be in your shelter now. That echo is on top of you. And now the county next to it, which is released by the San Angelo Weather Service, that is for Haskell and North Central Jones County. That goes until 10:45 Central, 11:45 Eastern. Again, we don't have confirmation, but we have a very, very strong radar return. Latest, and I'm looking at these gate to gate. I mean, it's close to gate to gate. We're looking at these outbounds, leaving the radar site at 85 miles per hour. And then a short distance over, it's moving towards the radar site at about 40. So that's 125 mile per hour. That's pretty serious. You see that rotation heading towards the town of Sagerton. That's on top of you momentarily. Let's take a look at if we do have that debris signature. I'm going to place a marker here. And possible TDS. It's not clear. There's a look at your inrots. It's normalized rotation. Again, the town of Sagerton. Looks like you're about to take a hit. So you want to shelter in place now. Get to the lowest floor of your home. You want to put as many walls between yourself and that potential danger is possible. If you have a basement, great. There's another storm that was of concern to the west. A rotation not looking nearly as good for the town of Roby, which is great. Good news for you. Hopefully that will be allowed to just kind of fade away off into the distance.
Does look like we also have a warning just south of Midland. Like it's just reaching the
New tornado warning south of Midland.
Yeah.
That's going to be on the tail end, Charlie, of that new line of storms that's erupting based on that upper wave that's now ejecting out of the Rocky Mountains. This is going to be a primary culprit for forcing during the overnight period tonight. Now, the one saving grace is that we're losing heating. With heating on the way down, hopefully that fares well for everybody involved. So there's this focusing on Red River Valley, the big country of Texas, and back into the Permian Basin, I believe. The Permian Oil Basin there, Jack.
They got some oil there.
They got a lot of oil in West Texas.
Oh yeah.
All right, severe thunderstorm warning was issued out of San Angelo. That's for 60-mile-per-hour winds and golf ball-sized hail. Town of Rotan. Wow, reports of baseballs.
Wow.
That's 4 miles west of Rotan, so these storms are not messing around. If you're not seeing tornadoes drop out of the sky, you're seeing massive chunks of ice.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a little bit of back and forth going on the YouTube tonight. Got some of our clans members in here. Parker Zach on here. Our weather family, if you will. Hello Foam, Jerry Edwards, David Gully on here as well tonight. So as always, we appreciate you guys. So going back over to Analyst Radar, we've got 27 members on live, by the way. Thank you for being here. Let's come back over to our Analyst Radar. And where'd you go? There you are.
There it is. Cascadian Hiker is asking how many confirmed tornadoes?
Well, you know, confirmation always comes
Right.
in the damage surveys.
Preliminary data is showing there were 17 reports of tornadoes.
17 reports of tornadoes so far. We'll be adding to that total tonight. Unfortunately, a large area under the gun for more severe weather tomorrow. Let's go back to our primary storm of interest, and it's that's still very, very serious looking. Relative velocity, very close to the town of Sagerton. So that kind of went right over it or just south. Either way, too close to the call. There's your NROTS on that. Looks like it peaked just south. So Sagerton may have taken a hit tonight. I want to see if there's a debris signature here. We're looking for what we call a TDS. It's a tornadic debris signature. And I'm honestly not seeing that. It looked like it was trying to develop one. So that's a good sign. Maybe, just maybe, it remained elevated. Maybe it didn't touch the ground. Either way, the tornado warning remains in effect. Haskell, Rule, Rochester. Did you know that there's a Rochester in Texas?
There's a Rochester in many states.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. That's Haskell County. And also North Central Jones County. So Jones County, I know that's the county next to Abilene. Abilene, Taylor County, Texas, where I got to spend a couple of years learning the tricks of the trade. And let me tell you, there were some long nights involved.
Yeah, you've told me some stories.
Longer than the night that I anticipate on having here tonight.
Yeah.
At least that's the idea. So we've got a couple areas of rotation. This one is much more diffuse. That's just a severe thunderstorm warning. Now approaching the town of Hamlin again. I bet you there's some hail in here. Oh man.
Yeah, that's a
oh
big hail.
Man. Big boy hail. Again, we had reports of baseball, and then baseball-sized hail came out of Rotan earlier. This is a same cluster of storms. So, big hail maker approaching. Oh glory! I think it's going to be a narrow miss for you. Sagerton, you may be able to thread the needle on this one. The town of Rule. Let's put this into motion. You may have to bear the brunt of this hail maker. That's the first one. You got a second hail maker on the way. Okay, that's going to be the image here on the right. Looking at Ville density. There's your liquid Ville. And Royston just getting hammered with hail, it looks like. I hope your car's not outside.
Hope you're not outside.
Yeah, right? And you're going to hear these storms. How loud are they? My goodness. They're going to be keeping you up. I'm showing echo tops on this one right here. 55,000 feet. 55,000 feet on the echo tops on this thing. Which is very impressive. Okay, tornado warning continues for Haskell, Texas until 10:45 Central Time. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located over Sagerton, or 13 miles northwest of Stamford, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. There's a close-up look at it. And looking back over at its velocity, may have come down a notch, which is great. We'd love to see that. Coming back over to the other radar source, we can take a broader look at things. And still firing up some tornado warnings out towards south of Tulsa, but these are embedded. Much more difficult to see. Flooding the bigger issue up here tonight. I've got Sonia Slater on here. Thanks for the coverage. Watching from Florida, from the Florida Panhandle. Daughter is stationed at Dyess Air Force Base. Sonia, that's no problem. Thanks for being here. As mentioned, I spent a couple years out there near Dyess at Abilene, forecasting for KRBC 9, the NBC station in town. Dustin, saw this on Facebook. So no credibility, but here it is. A large wedge tornado is on the ground, and Hamlin has just taken a direct hit. Chasers are on the scene. We'll update when news is available. So no credibility? Or is that just a loose report? Saw it on Facebook. We'll see. I haven't heard anything from the Weather Service about that occurring. What we saw on radar suggested that that it was in line. There was a decent signature, but we had no ground truth on that. So Dustin, thank you for passing that along. And we got the Cascadian biker on here, because usually debris is black. What? It has a hook with, I don't know what we're talking about. I'm getting back to the radar where I belong.
I think Parker Zach was asking, what does a TDS look like? What are the telltale signs?
Okay, right. The TDS using correlation coefficient. In the typical color palette, it's going to be in greens and blues. And I can bring that back up in a moment.
Yeah.
The tornado warning does continue for Haskell, Texas until 10:45. Let's see what we've got here, and
thank you, Jerry, for sharing that to your Twitter pages there, Jerry Edwards.
All right, Jerry. So what I'm seeing now are these two storms are kind of merging together. And so that looks like that's probably disrupting the circulation. I think in the near term that can be beneficial to help lower the chances of a tornado dropping down. If we do complete the merger, however, that can cause problems later on. The active tornado warning, though, continues, but I think the threat's going down for Haskell, at least momentarily. There's a circulation above you, but it's just not as strong as it was. And then that's it. They dropped the other tornado warning, and that's been canceled for Jones, Texas. And then there's the one out here in Midland, and I think we need to investigate that. We haven't really spent much time on it, so I'm going there now. Come back over to this radar source in a moment. Once it comes back up, I'm going to take a look over at the Storm Prediction Center. Looks like Cape is coming down 2,000 to 2,500 for most of the area. The storm should generally wind down with the loss of heating, the loss of instability. Still got quite a bit in the way of helicity, effective storm relative helicity. In some cases 5 to 600, even 700. Up there close to Tulsa, make that northwestern Arkansas. That just means that there's a lot of spin in the lower levels of the atmosphere. So that's conducive to getting these storms to rotate. So good news is overall things are diminishing in intensity. The bad news is that, you know, with a storm like this, so large, so dynamic, you can't rule out a nighttime tornado, even one late tonight. Well, I'm happy to say this, though, that I don't see much of an evidence of a tornado on top of Midland, where they have the tornado warning. That does continue. Midland has a warning just, well, very close to town, just south of town, south of Interstate 20. I don't see any information on here, though, that would lead me to believe that it is actually producing a tornado right now. Let me go back to see why and when they popped the warning. Kind of the tail end of that new line of convection. We sometimes call that a tail end Charlie. Hey, I'm not seeing it though. I just don't see that as a major threat. What am I missing here? So this is the moment they issued it, right there. And so that they must have thought there was some sort of a wave. Where are you at? I don't know. I'm not really seeing it. Normalized rotation. Are you seeing it? Listen to me. I'm talking to my products like they're people.
You're talking to the products. You're talking to me.
Well, are you normalized rotation?
No.
No. You're not normalized at all, Jack.
Well, some days are better than others.
Huh. All right, just getting a lot of hail reports in from the Midland area, I'm sure. A lot of hail. Report of thunderstorm wind gust of 70 miles per hour, also coming in from Midland. It's just a thunderstorm, though. It's a nasty one. Nasty looking thunderstorm, but as far as severe parameters, it doesn't look too bad. Okay, get a report of a tornado in Sagerton. That's when that thing really popped, remember? So it looks like that is going to be confirmed, or possibly confirmed. Sagerton earlier. This is Haskell County. Possible tornado a little while earlier. Coming out of Dyess Air Force Base. I'm pulling up radar data there. We'll come back to that in just a moment. In the meantime, looking at this whole line, and wow, what a hot mess of a night this has been. There you go. There's the actual main line. I'm loading in the data. And AR, what is happening in Wagner County, Oklahoma? Probably flooding. Can you identify where Wagner County
Yeah,
is?
I'll pull it up for you.
Jacob Rubio, thanks for being on so long. My company is tuned into the stream. We have semis in that area. Jacob, that's no problem at all. Thanks for being here. Be sure to hit the subscription and the notification button. We'll try to cover a number of these events as they occur across the plains. What's the name of your company, by the way, there, Jacob? And, all right, what's this? Weather Service reports again tornado being reported in Sagerton. The Midland tornado warning has expired. Stephen on here from Tulsa says there's a tornado warning observed.
Yeah, we may want to take a look at that.
All right. Well,
that's out where near Wagner.
We'll go there next. This is watching that Haskell tornado warning. It looks like it's weakening. So that's good. That's what you're looking at here. This is the radar data coming out of Abilene, Dyess Air Force Base. Put that into motion quickly here. Kind of get a general sense that the circulation is indeed weakening a lot.
Actually, so, that warning out in Oklahoma, it's going to expire in about 5 minutes or so. I don't have any new information on that.
It's all right. We'll pop out here anyway.
Yeah.
I'll let that populate here for a moment. Go back over to our other radar source. And you know, you can't help but get the feeling that we're winding down. Did we find that county? What county we were looking at?
Yeah, that's the storm I was just referring to.
Okay, from
pretty close to that radar site.
And it looks like
it's where that severe thunderstorm warning is right there. But
okay.
On the western edge, there's still that tornado warning in effect.
Okay. Here it is over on analyst radar. Oh, my. That's probably going to be continued.
Yes.
Okay, that one. Okay, for our friends out there in Pegs, is that what they were asking about? Pegs?
Wagner County, I believe.
Let's see, this one's been doing business for a while. This is a PDS. I don't know how we missed this one earlier. Jack, you're supposed to be on this stuff, man. I'm joking. We're both learning as we go here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, honestly, it didn't turn out, when they had it issued originally, it didn't look all that impressive.
Right.
But it really got its act together right about the time it went over the town of Pegs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, I sure hope that didn't happen. Keep in mind, you got that ridiculous helicity happening up here. Just ridiculous. So at the time, it was going over the town of Pegs. I think, let's see, we're going to test for a TDS on this one. Place marker. Yep. Yeah, that one hit.
Yeah.
That's a no doubter. Parker Zach, you want to know what a TDS looks like on radar? All right. We'll tell straight for a moment. Okay, I'm going to put on 2 boxes here. So that is your TDS in the middle of that box. And that corresponds with what you see right there in the middle of that box. So that's the hook echo on the left. That's the TDS on the right. You get those two that overlay like that, that's a no doubter. You can pretty much confirm that that occurred. There's a tornado in there and maybe a big one. So that's Tulsa tonight, guys. And I wish we would have been on the time that rode through the town of Pegs. This is where it's at now. It's still got the TDS associated with it. That is a tornado on the ground. They've extended the warning as a result. Look at that. They go all the way out to the Arkansas border.
They're not messing around with that.
No, they're not. That is a no-doubter, folks. No-doubter. Look at that. Yeah, that's a big circulation there. And, you know, talking about that TDS, well, that's what you're seeing. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, I'm not on the right screen. That's why. Let's do that again. That's exactly what you're seeing right there. That little blue area in there, Parker Zach, if you're on here, that's your TDS. So where's it at? Where's it going? Where is it going? So let's get the warning up. The new warning, this is a confirmed tornado. Southeastern Delaware County. It's southeastern Maize and northeastern Cherokee County in east central Oklahoma. Goes until 11:30. A confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado. This is a particularly dangerous situation. So they throw around that word not too loosely.
Nope.
When they're talking about a PDS, that means that there's a high risk involved. That homes will be damaged, destroyed, businesses damaged, destroyed. Anybody that's vulnerable, injured, if not killed. So repeat, large, extremely large, dangerous, potentially deadly tornado is on the ground. Take cover now. Any one of those locations out here in northeastern Oklahoma tonight. There is another storm behind it. It's still tornado warned. But the signature on that one, it just does not look nearly as impressive. This is the actual velocity here. But I have not. That may be the strongest signature that we've seen all night.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that one.
And you still got that TDS in place.
Mm-hmm.
There's a look at current velocity. Yeah, that's ugly. That's 112 mile an hour in the pink. So you got 112 right next to about a 40. So you've got about 150 mile per hour gate to gate. This is located at an elevation of only 1,800 feet. So that tells me that there's a lot of ground truth occurring here.
Mm-hmm.
Tornado southwest of Leech may be about to cycle. So this is the storm. Everybody's talking about it. You see Leech up there. Make sure that you've got that in view. This is not good. I've got Mark Stinson on here. Wherever he's at, he's under a severe thunderstorm warning. He's asking about southwest Missouri. Thanks for the illustration. Meteorologically magnificent, coming in from Parker Zach. But my heart goes out to the people affected. And you've got a big heart, Zach, and we're praying that you have a healthy heart. He's had some health issues here recently with that. So thank you for being here, sir. Ugly looking signature. This thing is wrapped in debris, maybe wrapped in rain. I would say that's mostly debris. Look at that.
Yeah.
My. All right, so trying to do my calculations here. That's 115 mile per hour. Yeah, that's 150 or mile per hour or so, not gate to gate, but close.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. It's intensifying. Again, I'm going to guarantee there's a TDS under here. Let's go back to it. Place marker. CC. And it may be filling in a little bit, but it's still there.
Yeah, it is.
We'd like to see it fill in. But wow, what a dramatic circulation. Dramatic. Where is he going? So these are the towns coming downwind. That's going to be the town of Kansas, Oaks, Tag Flats. If you're lucky, it passes to your south. If not, it lifts. I hope it doesn't. Concord, Sycamore, and Jay. All of these are underneath tornado warnings right now because of this guy. They did allow the other one behind it to expire. That's good. That was expected as well. Somebody was asking about southwestern Missouri. I think anywhere along the interstate, you're fine. I think, once you get the far southern tier of counties, that's where you're going to have some worries, I think. So what is that county? Pineville. Let me turn my counties on. Okay, so McDonald County, I'd be concerned for you. Berry County, there's some concern there as well tonight. All right, so there's kind of the big picture. We're going to go back over to our other radar source now. Ugly, ugly night. Tornado emergency coming for the town of Leech. That's coming in from the National Weather Service, a tornado emergency. Again, some pretty rare wording that we're getting tonight. They don't do that often. In fact, I think I've got something I can show you guys. Give me a moment to pull that up. Talking about the differences between tornado emergency, tornado warning, and PDS. I think I've got a graphic for that somewhere. I'm going to pull that up. Replace this with that.
Yeah, they're calling this threat catastrophic on their wording.
This is not good. Not good at all. All right, so tornado emergency is kind of the highest classification of wording that you're going to hear from the National Weather Service for events that occur, and this is definitely nothing you want to mess around with. So there's the wording. Tornado emergency, an exceedingly rare situation with a severe threat to human life and catastrophic damage due to a confirmed violent tornado. Take action. There is imminent danger to life and property. Immediately seek refuge in the safest location possible. So they're not mincing words here. And let's go right back over to your radar data. So the storm that we're concerned with is the one that's, again, we've got the flash. You don't see this very often, but there it is. That, my friends, is a tornado emergency. That's Kansas County. And that's dramatic stuff, folks. For those that are tuning in late, if you happen to have family there, it's worth the call. It's worth the call to possibly save a life. I know it's late, but that's a ugly, ugly looking signature. There's a look at that thing. It is big. It's doing all types of damage. It's on top of the town of Leech. We've got the marker placed. So this is what it looks like from our analyst radar. Nasty looking circulation. Let me put it into motion for you. There it is, and it really, really came together here over the last 10 to 20 minutes. Wow, that's dramatic. I'm gonna go back a couple frames. Look at that. That's a bowling ball is what that is. That is a no doubt. That TDS, which would be located somewhere here. Again, it's not quite as dramatic as it was. Right here, that's probably I mean, that very well could be an F4 plus tornado right there. That's not a good deal. So the town of Leech, all you can do is pray that that thing weakens somewhat when it hit. But it's over Leech. That's debris from the town of Leech. All this here. If my friend Parker Zach was asking about what that is, what that signature is, the TDS, these greens and blues, those are literally houses, trees. These are things that were picked up by the tornado in and around the town of Leech and thrown into the air. So that's what this is right there. The town of, I hate to say it, but it looks like they definitely took a direct hit. We talked about that, the wording from the Weather Service, tornado emergency. Again, it's reserved for You know, highest classification, worst case scenario. So hopefully they got the word. Hopefully they were able to act in time to spare themselves, their family. There's a look at that tornado emergency for that's the look at that. That's just you don't see those very often.
I honestly can't recall last time I've seen one on my system here.
I don't think we've had one this year, have we?
Yeah.
We had a tornado emergency this year. Not to my recollection. But there you have it. Newest radar data coming in. Unfortunately, it's probably still doing business, although the TDS has filled in a little bit. Come back over to storm relative velocity. It's looking not as awful, but it's still a very impressive signature. All right, let's see what they're saying now. In addition to the tornado emergency, tornado observed, that goes until 11:30. That's 12:30 Eastern. They're also extending flood warnings in Tulsa, Bird Creek near Owasco, and Mingo, Oklahoma. They've extended flood warnings for Bird Creek at Avant, and Bird Creek near Sperry. You're talking about multiple hazards tonight. That's not a good combination. Okay, Jacob Rubio wants to know what he thinks about Springfield tonight. I think Springfield's okay. I think they're far enough north that they're not going to be impacted by the real deal severe stuff. You've got a line of storms that's on Springfield right now. This is actually going to protect you because that line, as it progresses, and let me put it into motion. I'm going to take those. Yeah, we'll leave that up. So that should offer protection for Springfield, because what it's going to do is it's going to allow some rain-cooled air. Notice how your temperature in Springfield dropped from the 70s down to around 60. So that rain-cooled air associated with a thunderstorm outflow is going to protect you with the stronger thunderstorms now pushing south towards the Arkansas line. So that's where I think the threat goes from here. It's on the Arkansas line. So I had those counties up on the other map, but where you see the town of Anderson, Cassville, maybe as far north as Gwinnett, but I think Springfield's okay. Crane, Branson, down here, that severe threat will hold on. So let me identify that for you. So there's Springfield here. I think the severe threat pushes down here. Don't make fun of my symbol there.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Don't say a word. I know what he was thinking. Alright, what did I turn off? I turned off something. Oh, there it is. It's back. Alright, let's go back over to our analyst radar. And tornado emergency declared a short while ago for the town of Leech. Had a TDS move right over it. A bowling ball signature on the reflectivity, which, you know, that typically is just a guarantee that you've got a big one on the ground. Tornado warning has been expired for Cherokee County in Mays. That's why they've trimmed that up. It's all been confined now to just the one county. But it does continue for Delaware County, southern Delaware County. That's a tornado. That's a confirmed tornado warning.
Mark Stinson is asking about Joplin. What about Joplin?
Joplin's going to be okay tonight, I'm happy to say. And the reason is the same reason for Springfield, is because they're on the other end of that outflow boundary. and they're being protected by some rain-cooled air. So the severe threat will be south towards the Arkansas line, but I think for both Joplin and also for Springfield, you guys are going to be okay. Here we are. Let's see, I'm going to put back on my telestration feature. So there's Joplin here, temperatures at 55, Springfield temperatures at 60 and falling with the passage of those thunderstorms. Those thunderstorms are helping you, not hurting you. Oh, somehow I'm toggling in between my radar color tables.
Oh, you might have preset typing selected up there or something.
Oh, I see what we're doing.
Yeah. Oh.
Did it again. Alright, so there's this layer in these thunderstorms that have pushed through Springfield now with the severe thunderstorm warning. Again, it's allowed the temperature to fall. The severe thunderstorm warning has been lifted for Springfield. Joplin, you're behind it clearly. So it's going to be in this zone basically from where the severe weather is occurring now. Right? It's just south of Joplin. And so that's going to basically move that threat into this region here next. South of Oklahoma City as well. That's amazing. I was never able to do that before tonight. Did it again and again and again. All right, I'm moving on, and we're going to move back over to our other radar source. We'll take a check on any questions and comments that we still have, and kind of watching this thing as it comes together. Any word what's happening out there in the big country? Of all the warnings expired.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a couple still ongoing that are. Looks like got a little more. Yeah, sorry, I can't talk right now. A little bit more time left on those. Nothing observed at this point. Just radar indicated.
Okay. All right, so the situation, continue to track severe weather across the plains at this hour. Okay, we've got 201134. That Leech tornado is sounding extremely brutal from what I'm reading, moving at about 50 miles per hour. It's definitely not messing around. It continues again with the warnings east of Leech now. Jacob says this is almost reminiscent of Henryville 2012, but at least in 2012 it was daylight and we could see it. We could see it coming. This nighttime tornadoes to me is just brutal, and especially the later in the night when it gets. So as mentioned, I think Joplin's okay. And then what about Neosho? I don't know where Neosho is. Very slow progression with these storms, but they're moving through.
Yeah, Neosho is just a tiny bit south of Joplin.
Okay. Yeah, and I think you're probably going to be okay as well. For the same reason Joplin's okay, same reason Springfield's okay. So any tornado threat should shift south. Because there's a lot of rain that's coming in behind this. It's going to continue to push that boundary slowly to the east and south. So any tornado threat will then get shoved in that direction as well. Let's get to look at the latest of that, what's the name of the county? Delaware County storm. And yeah, certainly it doesn't look like it's nearly as healthy as it was. That's great. Yeah, velocities have gone way flat. Good, so hopefully that storm is lifting. Looking over at NROTS, yeah, just some weak evidence of rotation. So good. Hopefully that'll just go away. So behind it, we've got severe thunderstorm warnings to the south and east of Tulsa. Otherwise, as mentioned, we need to go pay a visit to our friends out there in West Texas, where there are a couple of active tornado warnings there. Okay, so here's Texas. Okay. Okay, I'm going to bring up radar information of Dyess Air Force Base here in a moment on our analyst radar. Do have 2 active tornado warnings. Tornado warning for northern Haskell County that goes until 11:15, about another 9 minutes. That storm actually moving northeast at 60 miles per hour, and then also one other tornado warning that's for northwestern Scurry, northeastern Borden County. That goes until 11:30, and that was issued out of Midland. Okay, so I've got that information up now. We can take a look at those storms. And I am seeing a gradual weakening process out there, by the way, so I think that's good for what I'm looking at in West Texas. Getting a little embedded rotator here. Let's see where you are. Let's see if there's any sort of in-rot data that supports that. A little bit of rotation with that. Let's go back a couple frames, put this into motion for you. There it is. Not too far away from Haskell. Haskell, that tornado warning pretty much bisecting the town. I think the threat will be limited to that south side of that storm, though, where basically Haskell is located. Not an impressive signature. All right, take a look at the other tornado warning cell. Getting some rotation on the front flank of this thing. Again, the forward flank. It's uncommon for that to tornado, but occasionally can happen. We actually have one nice little pop here of some velocity data, showing at around 70 miles per hour. Make that about 80. It's way up there, though. That's 11,000 feet.
Yeah.
We're so far away from the radar site. That one may actually be closer to Lubbock. I'll go back over to Lubbock here in a minute. I thought we were done with Lubbock tonight. All right. No problem, Mark. Is it too soon to have a forecast for 12 to 2 a.m.? Current forecast showing storms in the Abilene area during that time. No, it's not. I can pull up some high resolution data for you, and I will do just that. So you're looking at the trends across West Texas. Thunderstorms blossoming again, thanks to that main area of forcing that's moving out of the Rockies. So I'm going to pull up some futurecast data for you in just a moment. We're going to go back over to analyst radar as well in the meantime. And I'm going to put this into motion while I load in the futurecast data for you. Again, this is kind of side by side. I'm going to go over to one panel. You guys can watch that convection as it just blows up. West Texas. When is it going to get to Abilene is the question. Okay, let's see if we can't get that answered. I'm going to bring up futurecast data. This is the HRRR. I'm going to take you through the next 12 hours. Okay, and we'll have that up here in just a moment. All right, and it's a good time to show this. So, okay, tornado warning continues for Scurry, Texas. That's not new. That goes until 11:30. All right, I've got the futurecast data loaded and ready to show you on our Kappell cast. Also, where's the other warning? It's coming in from severe thunderstorm warning. That's San Angelo. Going back over to Tulsa. Dewey Fire is reporting evacuations are underway at Lakeshore Trailer Park on the south edge of the city of Dewey by Coon Creek. Shelters are in progress to be opened. That's coming in from EM Eric I. Ashlock, Dewey Fire. We'll come back over to that. I wanted to take a look at the progression. Somebody on YouTube was asking about the future, where this is going. That's Hello Foam that I'm responding to now. And let's pull that information up. Over back on our Kappellcast, we've got that. And so let's zoom on in. You've got your timestamp at the bottom left. I can show you that here. So there's your timestamp. This is now. Okay. So it's HRRR doing a good job of showing the location of the storms that are out there now. Let's go into the future. This is 1 hour from now. Still west of Abilene. They'll be on top of Sweetwater in about an hour. And then the hour after that, by 2, there you go, 2 to 2:30 is when I'm timing it into Abilene. It does look more linear. So let's go north, let's go back, and then north. Our friends up here were asking about Springfield. Again, I think the boundary is going to be south, so I don't think this date is exactly right for you. And then Oklahoma City, it shows it trying to back up near you. About 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning, some nasty thunderstorms. Nasty storms. And then finally, I think picks up some steam by morning, but it's also going to be weakening during the process. So one more wide look again into the future, where this is our HRRR Futurecast model, showing the progression of these storms during the overnight period tonight into the day tomorrow. We're going to get a lot of rain, areas like Kansas City, Missouri. You've already seen your share. You're going to see more. I would expect more flooding for portions of Kansas, eastern Kansas especially, and into where you're already seeing some flooding issues across portions of western Missouri. That'll continue. North central, northeastern Oklahoma, more flooding for you overnight tonight.
Yeah, speaking of flooding, I'm seeing some pictures coming from Tulsa, from KTUL News.
KTUL.
Showing quite a bit of standing water in the streets.
They're working on a flash flood emergency in Tulsa right now.
Okay.
Areas northeast Oklahoma, given the current situation and expected additional rain. That's a flash flood emergency. So we've had the tornado emergency. We're going to follow that up with a flash flood emergency. Goodness, what a night it's been. Right. I'm looking for a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued by Midland. Tornado possible for Glasscock and Midland counties. That goes until 11:45 p.m. Well, it's been a lot of fun. Not so much. It's been a long night, I think. I want to watch these current warnings a little while longer. I'm hoping that things will wind down. I'm going to bring back over some of our current conditions. Active warnings. You still got the one tornado warning. It's no longer a tornado emergency, fortunately.
Yeah. My GPU is glitching out, so I have to close my laptop for a second.
That means we get no work out of this guy.
There we go, and it's back.
That wasn't such a lengthy shutdown.
Nah. Just have to turn off the display and turn it back on. Usually it fixes itself.
Alright, so this is what it looks like on analyst radar. We still got the 2 tornado warnings. You got the one that, it doesn't, just judging from the reflectivity, it looks relatively benign by the way it's moving.
Yeah.
Adding back in velocity. And, I'm just not seeing much here. So that's good. Looks just like a good old thunderstorm. Now this has got a little rotation to it. Maybe a small uptick there. But, you know, we've definitely seen worse tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Normalized rotation's up a little bit. But fortunately, this is over some pretty open terrain. There is not a lot out here, this part of Texas. I'm curious if Lubbock's going to issue on that. I mean, they haven't. They would have to do it now.
Yeah.
And what's our... You know, we're about 5,000 feet. I think that would be Lubbock. Would that be Lubbock out there? I don't know. What way do you think you can get that door open? I think she's probably gone.
But waiting for that.
Yeah, let's do that. It's a little sticky in here. All right, who do we have? We've been monitoring severe weather for much of the night. Jack Allen, myself, meteorologist Jeremy Kappell, your host. And we're hoping this whole night is beginning to wind down. It's been a long night. Hello, Foam's going to try to get some sleep before the next part hits Abilene. Thanks so much for your coverage, life-saving. Well, you're very welcome, and thanks for being here. If you guys haven't already subscribed, hit the bell for the notifications for next time we're live. This is a side channel from what I do typically during the Weather Live at 9:45 show, which is typically focused on Western New York, Rochester, the Weathertainment show. This is a side one that Jack and I decided that we'd launch. We started it Friday. Overall, pretty happy with the results. We're slowly going to get this better. We'll become more polished. We'll add some tools and, you know, see what's the best fit.
Working on my delivery a little bit.
Yeah.
Jeremy's got plenty of experience in front of the camera. I don't as much. Still working on that.
He's coming around.
Plus,
though.
I've been awake since 5 a.m., so we're going on.
He did mention that he's got 2 hours of sleep. He also mentioned that he gives himself a Kit Kat for a treat at the end of this long night. So I think you deserve that Kit Kat, my friend.
Thank you.
I do. All right, there you have it. David Gully, see ya. Jerry Edwards says, stay safe. Hello, Foam. That's our friend Jerry Edwards. You guys make a terrific team. That's my friend Parker Zach on here. Thank you very much, Parker. You're the best. He really is a great guy.
He is.
Just fantastic. Huge supporter since day one when I walked in. And you see that? Do you see that picture behind me there?
Oh, I see it. Got his name on it.
That's a Parker Zach special.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of glare. I don't know if we can see it. Parker, can you see it? That's your picture, buddy. He got me that right after I walked in the door at my former station now. We don't need to talk about that tonight. Yeah, Parker, thank you. As always, it's been great. It's been great being up here with you, and our plan is to be here for quite a while longer. We'll see how that works out. There's a little petition floating around for those that are interested.
Yep.
Find it. Did you tweet it? I never tweeted it. Find it on your Facebook page, my Facebook page.
Yeah.
Petition that'll keep us on the local airwaves up in Rochester, New York. Regardless, we'll be covering the weather from Western New York through Facebook and through YouTube, and then we might eventually expand. I'm trying to figure out best way to expand into Instagram. I don't know. Is Periscope worth our time? You know, I like Twitter. I don't find myself searching for Periscope when I'm on Twitter. You know what I mean? So anyway, some things to think about.
There's definitely a lot of options and a lot to think about too.
Right. Hey, I just got my Discover balance, and the bill is only 124 bucks.
That's great.
That's great for me.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? That's wonderful. Still don't know how we're going to pay for that, but that's okay. Those answers will come in time. Parker Zach, what petition? Parker, there's a petition for WROC to hire a particular meteorologist in town.
Yes, there is. You can actually probably find it if you just go to change.org.
Change.org.
Let me see if I can. I can't actually paste links into the YouTube chat. It won't allow me to.
No, it won't. But you can put keywords.
Yeah, let me do if I can do.
Go to change.org, and he's going to give you the keywords.
Yeah.
It's probably just my name and RLC, right?
Yeah, just search Jeremy Kappell. It's the second petition.
Second petition, Kappell, by the way, spelled with Kappell. If you don't know how to spell it, then let me help you out. It's right there. KappellWeather.com. Kappell Weather. But you're just going to type in Kappell. Kappell. Go to petition. They probably could just put my last name in, right?
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got.
I didn't see that.
I didn't see that one either till just now. So I got 236.
Okay.
But you know.
Tracking storms across the plains tonight. It's been a busy one.
Yes, it has.
Still holding on to the one tornado warning for Delaware County, but I'm happy to see that they're extending that into northwest Arkansas as a severe, which means they believe it's weakening. So that includes Bentonville and the town of Rogers, Bentonville. These are all flood warnings, flash flood warnings galore.
Oh, yeah.
And the tornado warnings for West Texas have been allowed to expire.
Great.
That is actually fantastic news. Maybe we can think about moving on with our nights as well. I think a nice cozy bed sounds pretty good soon. Parker's on it. He says he's got it. Thank you very much, Parker. Pass that around. Share that with your friends if you would. Good night to you, Mr. Grinch 83. Thanks for being on here tonight. And I think we can probably wind this one down. We did spend 3 hours earlier. How long has this broadcast been on? So we've got
almost another 3 hours, I want to say.
We got
We went on
about
around 9:40, didn't we?
yeah, we've got about 5.5, 6 hours of total coverage time tonight. So anyway, it's a privilege to serve our friends across the plains, and just keep in mind those the flooding situation that is continuing to evolve. That looks like the real deal. I mean, flooding is going to be a major issue.
Yeah,
Springfield, Joplin's all in there. Tulsa, and they were talking about issuing a flooding emergency for areas northeast of Tulsa. So you guys be careful if you're out there. And I'm sure that tomorrow we'll get this party started again. I don't know if we'll have coverage. Tomorrow is less of a tornado day, more of maybe a widespread wind day. Regardless, we'll be watching for you. We can take you on over to the Storm Prediction Center and take a look at their outlook here. So this is the current outlook for tonight. It goes through 7 a.m. tomorrow. And then that high risk, again, that part's over. We're no longer expecting a high risk of severe. That's kind of in the past. But going forward, we are looking at another active day tomorrow where there's a enhanced risk from St. Louis to down towards Joplin. I'd say Joplin's on the west side, but Springfield tomorrow during the day. Down into central northern sections of Arkansas. And I think here we're looking at mainly a straight line wind threat. Can you have some spin ups in that line? It's going to be a large line of thunderstorms. I'll be happy to show that as well since we're on here. So I'm going to bring up some model imagery. In the meantime, I'm going to take you back over to analyst radar while I bring that up, looking at northwest Texas. Come on over to our Futurecast model. And we're going to take you into the day tomorrow. This is going to be the 3-kilometer NAM. We're going to run this puppy out about 30 hours. And here we go. Should take it just a moment to populate. Meantime, yeah, good news for West Texas. That looks like that's winding down. Still more rain coming though. But you know, we were getting to that point of the night. We talked about losing the heating component. This is the Storm Prediction Center, and it looks like just pockets of around 2,000 to 2,500. Otherwise, most of the area yeah, around 1,500 to 2,000 capes. So capes come all the way down from 5,000 late this afternoon and early this evening. So that much is looking a lot better. Again, this is a SPC meso analysis page. Bulk shear still up there, and it's going to remain high. That'll keep these storms, even once you lose a lot of that fuel, you get this wind energy. It just takes a little bit of instability to keep those storms going, but they'll be much less severe. And so that's the good news. All right, where is my model? Why isn't it loaded yet?
Sometimes I notice that it glitches out where you gotta switch from reflectivity to P-type and back for it to load.
All right. Cool. Cascadian Hiker says he loves the website, Jeremy. Well, thank you very much. That's kappellweather.com. All right, Jerry Edwards, appreciate you and your encouraging words as always. It appears as if I'm not going to be able to get that current version of the Futurecast up. I think I have a non-responsive radar. But it doesn't mean that I'm without my resources. So we'll just show you another one. Change the view here. We're going to take a look at all of the United States. Sector view, it's on. Check. All right, and this is what we're looking at into the day tomorrow. You've got the browser capture up, and so I'll back it up. This is what to expect tomorrow morning. The bulk of the activity making its way, and again, I think it's wrong about the placement over Missouri in the morning. I think it's going to be further south, but I do think that we're looking at a large convective line that redevelops here by afternoon tomorrow. That's going to extend all the way from eastern Iowa all the way down into eastern Texas. That'll be a large line of thunderstorms capable of causing some problems. So there you have it, Jack. What do you say? I think we wrap this party up tonight.
I say
You
it's
feel like a solid day's work?
Oh, I put in about 3 days worth of work today.
Well, you definitely have, considering you actually had a day job you had to take care of this morning. So, local storm report coming out of Tulsa, amateur radio, flash flooding, roadway completely flooded at 41st North and Lewis Avenue. Lots of flooding will be coming in tonight, we know that much for sure. So, one last look for any new warnings that have come in. I think we're looking good. Nothing but severe thunderstorm warnings from this point forward. And let's see, now it looks like I've got 2 radars that are wigging out on me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. That's all right. That's all right. We survived tonight. I want to... No, you know what that sound is, don't you?
Yep.
No, stop it. Let's see. Severe thunderstorm, San Angelo. Where is that coming from? No, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I don't have anything popping up on my map.
I've got... Let's see if I can't bring... Excuse me. We'll try to bring...
I've got nothing coming up on the Twitter feed either.
Okay. You're thinking we're good, right, Jack?
I think we're good.
All right, I'm going to bring up our radar unit one more time. We're going to crank it back. We're firing it back up just because we want to be thorough. All right, and scene builder. Bring on U.S. radar data. It's on. All right, so here we go. Okay, so the warning for Delaware County is set to expire in 2 minutes. So the least we can do is hang on for 2 minutes.
We can do that.
But the rest of everything that I'm seeing here, there it is. Everything else that I'm seeing is winding down. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings that continue. It's for Bentonville, Arkansas. Severe thunderstorm warnings to the south of Oklahoma City. Could impact Oklahoma City. Flooding's going to become a problem there. They've got active flash flood warnings. It's all severe, though, approaching Wichita Falls. All of these capable of producing 60, 70 mile per hour winds, some hail. But the atmosphere definitely more tame than what it was earlier. And then we'll see how it works up for tomorrow. But again, I think Joplin is safe. I think Springfield will see another round of storms in the morning. That whole region will see the storms returning, but I don't think they're going to be all that severe because of the time of the day. In the absence of heating, loss of instability usually works in our favor in this type of a situation. Outflow has pushed out ahead of the storm. This is coming in from Midland. PB suggesting slow demise. That's what we're hoping for. That's from our friends out there in Midland, Texas. Tulsa, they do not plan on continuing the warning, so they're going to let that expire on time.
Yep. We officially have no tornado warnings.
First time in how long?
It's been a while.
Well, let's enjoy it. And let's use this as a great excuse to get off the YouTube airwaves.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's right. Love what you do so you never have to work a day in your life. Is that some Dave Ramsey I'm hearing, Jerry? Jerry talks about Jerry and I have talked about Dave Ramsey a time or two, but he says if your vocation is your passion in life, then basically your job becomes a vacation and you never have to work a day in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my goal, is to get back to a place like that at some point.
Good.
What about you, Jack? Same, or different aspirations?
I like what we're doing here.
This is fun stuff, right? You get to work with weather, get to work with graphics, get to work with cool people that you meet on the YouTube.
Yeah. Including
Dave Creek. I gotta know, Dave, are you the Dave Creek from WHAS Lore? If so, great to see you on here, Dave. And I appreciate the comments. Be sure to hit the subscription and ring the bell for the notification for next time we're on, right?
Yeah, ring that bell.
Bam. That way you guys know. We'll cover more of these. I appreciate the feedback you guys have given, and we appreciate you guys being here tonight. It has been a long night, but prayers for our friends out there in the plains. They get through this, and hopefully the flooding's not too catastrophic. And we have to check back on the town of Leech. Looks like it was so hard hit by a tornado tonight, possibly very damaging one. So we'll follow up on the news feeds with this tomorrow. In the meantime, for myself and Jack Allen, we're going to let this one go, and we're probably going to hit the haze soon. Hopefully you guys are able to do the same. Do certainly appreciate you guys being here tonight, and we'll be back again. I'm not sure if we'll cover any of tomorrow's action. If it warrants it, we will make an attempt and we'll get on. We'll see how it goes. In the meantime, you guys be safe, you stay blessed, and we'll talk to you again real soon, okay? Bye.
Take care.